What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
Man, I missed you.
What's up?
I missed you, my brother. I ain't seen you in a minute, man.
Yeah.
Last time we was in here was a vibe, but yeah, it was a long weekend. I haven't seen you. I missed the chat. I miss everybody, man. Shout out to us.
Yeah.
What's good with you, man? How was your weekend, bro?
Mixed emotions. Mainly good.
Mainly good, but mixed. Okay.
Actually, almost 100% good. There's just a slight little speed bump. So, yeah, went up to my camp for the 4th. Was able to golf, I think, pretty much every day. I think 3 out of the 3 days.
Okay.
So, it was pretty good. It was fun.
How was it on the whole? Were you hitting good?
I was playing good.
Okay.
I played really good.
Okay. I like that.
So, the one day, though, after coming back from golf, you relax a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Get on the couch. A couple hours go by. I think we were switching plans. I don't know what we were going to end up doing. I had no clue. I think we're going to go out for dinner or something.
Okay.
I was actually I think I was going to go play another 9 is what I was going to do. This is what, yeah. That's what was happening because everyone was doing different things. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go play another 9 by myself.
Okay.
Get up, start looking for my wallet. Can't find it. This isn't something too crazy. This happens a lot in my life, but luckily,
the missing wallet, the missing keys are a staple.
This is why I downloaded the Tile app for my phone and have the Tile wallet tracker thing for my wallet. It's literally almost like a debit card.
Yeah,
it's just all black. It's a little thicker, and it's got like a little tracking device in it. So
working smarter, baby. I'm with it, man.
Put it in the wallet. So you can't find it within a couple minutes. You just go to the Tile app. Press it, and it's going to start ringing. Right. You could find it. Problem was, I go to the app, and it's not around the location. So
I mean, you're too far away.
I know. So it says on the thing. Here's the problem. It says on the thing, last found at my house.
Okay.
So I'm like, it's just not picking it up.
Right.
Maybe it's just not picking it up here. Right. It's my camp. Maybe it's bag signal. So I keep looking. Can't find it. I'm like, is it at the golf course maybe?
Okay.
Is it maybe at the golf course?
It's a whole 18 holes to walk. All right, okay.
Before I want to drive down to the golf course, I was going to call, but I may have called. Either way, I want to take one last look around the place. Okay. So I checked my cousin's car because that's where we had the golf bag. Right, so I empty out his trunk. I put my phone on the top of my hood, my car hood. Must have slid down a little bit whenever I wasn't looking. Because once I grabbed the clubs out of my cousin's car, I opened up my trunk.
And it's right there on the little knee?
No, my wallet's not there. I go to put my golf clubs in my trunk. Yeah. All good. Shut the trunk. Notice my phone is wedged right in between the trunk and the hood.
Don't tell me you...
I don't even know how it fit there. No clue. So I'm like, I'm done. I have to. I had no other option because it was so wedged in there. I couldn't get my phone out by just doing that. So I had to open up phone. I mean, you could see it. The phone screen is just
sick. Show
destroyed.
the people, man. Show the culture.
It's just destroyed.
God.
That's
so rough, bro.
I'm in a weird spot. I'm in a weird spot because I need to find the wallet now.
Yeah.
Phone's completed. I was so pissed off. You don't even understand.
Gosh.
But anyway, I go to the course to try to find my wallet. The guy, he was on the phone. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He was acting like he was so busy. He wasn't. He was sitting at the bar.
Costanzo, man. You know how that goes. Just look busy.
It was the owner's son. He's sitting at the bar with his girlfriend, just hanging out. He's like cooking in the back a little bit. So I don't think he was given a thorough run through of trying to find the wallet. So I go up myself. It's only like 10 minutes away. So when I get up there, I check where the carts are. He's like, go check back there. And I see our cart. They actually didn't clean the cart. My scorecard was still there.
Oh, man.
And the Michelob Ultra that I was drinking was still in.
Was it at least finished?
Yeah, it was. Okay. It was like,
we're not going to worry about why it was still there.
Whenever you're done with it, you like crumble it up. It was still there. So I'm like, the wallet isn't here. So I'm screwed. I go back to my house or the camp. Yeah. And I'm just despondent. The phone, no wallet. I'm like, what am I going to do here? My brother gives a good suggestion. He's like, what about the Tile app, your tracker thing? Yeah. What if we download it to my phone? I'm like, there's no way, because I feel like the tracker's
specific for
synced
just
up
your
with
phone?
my phone. He's like, no, you might have had to do
just
like an email address or like an ID. I was like, all right. So I try that. It works on his phone. And actually, his phone gave me a much more updated location on my wallet. It says it was back at the golf course.
Okay.
So I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. like, this is my last ditch effort.
Yeah.
I take his phone up to the golf course. I tell the dude that was sitting in there with his girlfriend at the bar, I'm like, hey, just coming back for one more little look around.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the button. It's not working inside the thing. I have to go outside. I'm like, wait, I just looked at the golf cart. It's ringing over by the golf carts. I walk closer. The ringing's getting louder and louder. I can hear the music. I'm
Moment of truth.
I'm like, yeah, it's here somewhere. Once I get there, it's on the roof of the golf cart.
Oh my gosh.
So I found the wallet. I was really pumped about that.
Were all your contents within the wallet?
Yeah, everything was
okay,
good.
That's good.
Everything
that's
was
good.
Found the wallet. Phone is cracked in half though. I'd probably rather have the wallet than the phone cracked in half though, to be honest with you.
Okay. Now why is that?
Because we're about 2 years up on this plan. So once I go to Verizon, I should be able to get a new one.
Okay.
I don't know. I just would have been way more like uneasy about my wallet just being out there. Yeah. My ID.
I agree.
Debit card. Like, I don't like that. It's mainly about the ID, not necessarily the debit card. I don't like my debit card. I know some people,
like, their phone has a lot of that information as well. So, yeah, I've seen both people, you know, where they're like, man, I can't lose this phone. This has literally everything up there. Whew. That's not a cool situation, man.
Yeah, I was pissed about the phone. That's what I mean. Slight blimp on the weekend. Amazing overall, just because it was nice to get away, man. And I see all the shit that was happening on the internet back home.
Stuff, yeah.
I wasn't paying attention to it at all. I was in a bliss. I was in a nirvana state up there, man.
That. Now, was your nirvana state like a Mars nirvana, or was it just like regular Earth nirvana?
No, just some backwoods and beers.
Just the backwoods and beer. I love it, man.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Shoot, my weekend, dude. I was on a solo mission, man. Had little G Money out here, but me and him by ourselves, man. So obviously went to a Pirates game. That was actually fun. I think they actually lost that one, but then they won like the next two. It was pretty cool, like seeing them in person.
Which one did you go to?
We went to the one Saturday. Yeah, we went Saturday.
You were between Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. So Sunday. Was that the 11-1 or was that Monday where
they won?
Yeah, they won. They won
2-0.
Sunday and Monday. Yeah, so Sunday we didn't go to that one, and Monday we didn't go.
Monday was the Braves. That was the new series with the Braves. And then so you went Saturday. So you went versus the Brewers. Mm-hmm. That was the 4:00 one, right?
Mm-hmm. It was a vibe, man.
Did you go off me? Did you make that?
I said that. I thought
no
you
way.
That. Yeah.
How was it?
It was dope. And on Sunday it rained, so it was even better.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. For the 1 o'clock it rained a little bit. Then after that they said it was like crazy hot out there.
Sunday
4:00
was
game
4th,
was a
right?
vibe. Yeah. Saturday was a vibe.
Was it packed?
It was actually a good turnout. It was.
I told you, dude. It's
I was
like weirdly
surprised.
Packed right now.
It was like, it wasn't like overcrowded, but it was a good turnout for a Pirates game.
They have a giveaway?
They did. I got like Pirate lunchbox.
Oh.
Which is dope though, because like when I do my other shows, I'm just carrying my little drinks, my little snacks in there. It was
so you're actually gonna use it?
I've used it already. It was cool.
Way.
It's like a little soft. I'm gonna show you, man, when we get done.
Okay.
It was actually dope though. I was like,
will G use it, or does he already have some nicer lunchboxes?
They gave us two because he went with me, so he got his own.
That's what I mean. Is he gonna use that one, or is he already?
No, it's like too big for him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an adult. Like, imagine like a person that works like on a construction area, right? But it's a softer like lunch bag type thing, so almost like a cooler.
Almost a cooler. Yeah, that'd be too big then. You can't be taking that to school.
But it's like, yeah, got a little size on it, man.
That's actually a really good giveaway.
I thought so,
because some of the T-shirts they give, some of the jerseys, they're shitty. They have the sponsorships on.
They just give it away just for the sake of giving it away.
I don't want that. The cooler's practical though.
No, like seriously, I told you 2 days later, I'm going to my show. I got G with me, and I'm like, man, where am I going? I can't have enough hands to hold my drinks, hold my food, hold his stuff. I was like, I'm gonna throw it in his bag. It's gonna keep it cool. It's got the Pirates logo up there, so it's kind of cool also. And yeah, man, it was cool, man. Had a little shoulder strap, just threw that thing on. It was good.
Do anything else?
Top Golf.
I was gonna say, that was your plan B, right?
Yeah, dude. Top Golf was Sunday, and that was a blast too. Shout out to the walk-in because all the reservations were booked up, but the walk-in was a vibe. I was able to get in with my little man right away. Went out there, man, swung the clubs, man. I felt good. I felt like I was doing right. I feel like I'm stepping into this golf thing a little bit more seriously now.
You like Top Golf better than the real golf?
That's a different vibe. Like for G, I like with Top Golf. For me by myself, I probably want to go out because I want to work on other parts of the game. You want to work on the game? Yeah, like I feel like I was the only one in there hitting irons. Everybody else is on drivers. I'm like, I want to work on the irons. I want to do this. I want to do this. So that's the part. But I do got some other golf things coming up, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. Later this month and next month, man, I got a couple more that'll be like guests in terms of being not a celebrity guest. I guess I am a celebrity
Come
guest.
on, dude.
That's what I mean. I
give yourself some props.
No. You're the celebrity. I'm just the guest here, man. But anywho, But yeah, they'll have a couple of those that I have coming up as well, man. So I'm excited about it. It's gonna be a vibe though, baby.
Yeah, that's good. Sounds like a great weekend, man.
Like I said, it's gonna be good, man. It was a good weekend for the most part. Can't complain, man. And I mean, obviously we know it was some other stuff that happened this weekend. We'll get to that. But what about last night, man? What about last night? It was a basketball game last night. Yeah. Now, usually we start off, with our Steelers content, and then we wrap it up with our NBA. But we said, you know what? Since the NBA Finals is here, and we know that we have Phoenix Suns fans in here as well. So we'll start out with them, man, since they did have a game last night. So, without further ado, bam. Let's get this thing started, baby. So, what were your initial thoughts, man, from that game anyways, though? Seeing the Suns close it. What was the final score of that? They won
by like 10 or something. Yeah. 13.
It was 118-105.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, 118-105. All I remember is Jay Crowder messing up the perfect free throw record right at the end, man. They had hit like 20. It was like 25 of 25. Oh, first time in finals history where the team will shoot perfect from the free throw line. Jay Crowder hits the first one. And he dunks that second one. I was like, oh, get him out of here, man.
Yeah, ended up with 1 point, right?
Yeah, heck yeah.
0 from the 3. And that's one of the reasons why I think some Suns fans are actually even more confident because you didn't really get a good performance from him. You're hoping that CP3 and Booker keep that up. Ayton, like those are your big three. As long as they're consistent, they just were better. They did what they had to do. Game 1 at home. They played better throughout the whole thing. They were up double digits for the most part. Milwaukee would get it within like 9, 8. I don't even think it was 8. I think it'd be like 9 or 10. It was always
9 to 10 when I saw it.
That was usually the closest, but then it'd go back to like 14, 15, 16, 17 points. That was basically the whole game. And a lot of people rip on Budenholzer for trying to make switches and stuff, but what everyone's talking about, because I don't pay attention to stuff when I'm watching and everything, but everyone's saying that he was doing every switch that he could and every adjustment that he could. But Chris Paul, these pick and rolls and different formations that the Suns were using just couldn't be stopped.
Yeah, man. The thing that I saw was that CP3, man, him and Deandre Ayton being able to use that pick and roll, but use it in the middle of the floor where they have the space and to go right or left with it. I just felt like Milwaukee struggled so much trying to stop that. And then when you get Devin Booker playing as aggressive as he was, that's the Devin Booker that didn't show up in the Clippers series. That's the Devin Booker that was there in that Lakers series. So you could see if he's hitting like that, and he's looking for a shot like that, how much more dynamic that offense becomes. Now, I still enjoy watching Deandre Ayton play, even though you notice they don't ever really run plays for him. No. It's pick and roll, lob, or you just get the rebound off the glass. But he's
smooth though. Like he's got smooth skills, but he's the third guy. When you have CP3 and Booker, you're not going to be getting all the looks like that or things drawn up for you.
I love his touch, man. He has just a nice natural touch around the rim. And I just like the fact that he plays like a big. Like you get some of these bigs, like we talk about Brook Lopez, right? And he kind of has that identity crisis. He can be really good in the paint, but he understands in today's NBA, you need to be able to stretch the floor a little bit. And sometimes he gets too enamored with the three. We talked about Blake Griffin like that as well. But with Deandre Ayton, he never allows himself to do that. You notice with him, he knows where he wants to be the whole time. And I think that that's another reason why his game has really been able to show, this type of productivity in the postseason.
Hot take.
Uh-oh.
I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Is second best center in the league, maybe?
Oh man, we not going
natural
there already,
center.
Man, we can't.
You got Embiid 1, but like who's 2? A lot of people would talk about Towns. Is Davis a center? I don't know.
This the thing though. It's recency bias right now. We're talking about this in playoff matchups only, right? We're not having this conversation over a full regular season where you're not just getting favorable matchups in a series because of this guy got hurt and we're going to face this team 4 times. And if we get him out of there before he comes back, well, I'm going to look good. We're not going to get into that part of it, but that does play a significant part when we're talking about number 1 center in the NBA and top 5s and stuff like that. Because in a series like this, right? For example, the Lakers series, could we legitimately say DeAndre Ayton was this monster if you didn't face the full healthy AD or full healthy LeBron? In that series, it worked out for you. But in a full season, you're not going to get that lucky. You're going to see those guys. That's going to change our perspective of how you look. The Clippers, you think you're going to face the Clippers every time without Kawhi Leonard and you're going to be able to play this type of game versus them? Like, nah, that's not going to happen every single time. But because of the series, he kind of gets fortunate with that. And it's not a knock on him. But when we're talking about comparing him to dudes who've done it throughout the regular season as well, that's where I'm just like, we got to slow it down just a little, just pump the brake a little bit.
I just
But he
don't
did
think
ball
there's
out
that
though
many
this year,
good
man.
centers in the league, though. That's my point.
Yeah.
Like, who else is there? I mean, do you consider Davis a center? Like, you put Davis over him, but outside of that,
I mean, but well, okay. So this is my thing. Are you classifying DeAndre Ayton as a just legitimate a 5, and that's all you
that's
classify
what I
him
mean.
as?
He's probably the
Because it's
closest to.
positionless basketball. That's my thing. I'm like, you can make the case that the Joker, right? He's just as much a center as he is a power forward. But because he shoots 3, we're
Yeah,
not
maybe
gonna
I'm
put him in.
thinking
A,
like
that's what I'm saying.
like a
Like,
traditional 5.
yeah,
Traditional, like Embiid's somewhat close to that.
he's not. Embiid's not a traditional 5. Embiid's game is no different than AD's game, except he hits more and he's more consistent.
But he'd be classified as a center.
But what's the difference between him as a center and AD as a power forward outside of just the number of the classification?
I think size.
Oh no, man! All them dudes like what? Or you okay?
No,
so
like-
Drummond's a true center then.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like Embiid, that's what I mean. Embiid's kind of like Drummond in terms of like the size
Yeah.
and what they could bring down in the paint. But Embiid's just got a way better game. He's
Yeah.
way more talented all around.
Right, and he can
shoot
stretch
the
the floor a lot more. That's the thing that we haven't seen with Ayton. I think if Ayton stretches the floor and starts hitting jumpers, I don't think we sit here and classify him as just a center. But I
Yeah.
think because we haven't seen him like step back and knock down mid ranges or threes, we don't view him as anything more than just a 5. But I don't think that makes, it's just weird, man.
It's tough.
It's weird.
That's why I just wanted to
Yeah,
throw
it's
it out
weird.
there. The winning helps
It
because
does. It helps a ton, man.
with Towns, I mean, he's amazing in the regular season stuff.
Yeah.
He puts all these stats. It's like, do you want him? Like, Ayton's proven that the spotlight's not too big for him right
Yeah.
now. I mean, a large part of that is Chris Paul, but
Mhm.
I don't know. He's at least
Yeah.
stepping up. It's not like it's too big for him.
Well, I like the fact, and Barilla92, first off, shout out to you, Barilla92, says he's hanging with his dad, but wanted to drop in and show some love. We definitely appreciate that.
Is your dad listening?
I'm about to say, hope your dad's tuning in. Trina's still deep. I see you in here. She said the Suns look good. They absolutely did. You know, Frank K, big talking about his boy DeAndre Ayton as well. Wyatt Kirby says Suns in 4. Okay.
Dude, people
We
think I'm
calling sweeps?
disrespecting Jokic.
We calling the sweep? Oh, and Winners definitely said that Jokic, Embiid, and Cat are all better. Yeah, that's my thing. I'm just like, we're very quick to jump that recency bias, man. I mean, no, Devin White's another prime example, right? Think about Devin White. During the regular season, the first 10 games, he was good, but he was nowhere near how they talk about him right now. Right now, he's in conversations of, is he the best middle linebacker in the game right now? It was because of the playoff run, though. This is still a short sample size. Like, just give it a little bit more time. Give it a little bit more time. But
Phrasing was off. I'd say traditional center.
Traditional center, I can see that.
He's got to be up there. I don't have all the names off the top of my head, but he's balling out right now.
Is he a true center just because he doesn't shoot threes, though? Because that's the question, right? Because the only difference between him and Embiid, they're both big. I mean, obviously Embiid is thicker, but Embiid just shoots threes.
But no matter what, I'd have Embiid of him or above him. I wouldn't put Jokic in that category.
But why? I look at Jokic the same as Embiid, though.
Dude, I don't know, man. He's
like, what do you mean?
He's like positionless.
That's what LeBron is.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
I wouldn't say Embiid's positionless though.
Embiid can bring the ball up. Embiid runs the offense. Embiid can shoot the 3. Embiid can put his back against the backboard. I mean, back to the basket. He can pretty much do everything.
It's a lot more defined compared to Jokic and LeBron, though. Even Giannis.
Okay. Now, how do you classify Giannis then?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Is he a 3? Is he a 4?
I wouldn't consider him like that either. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
He's just positionless. I think Ayton, we know what he is right now.
Yeah.
In terms of like power forward, center, whatever it is. And I don't know, dude. The way he's balling out, I just think
he looks good though, man. He's hot right now.
Yeah,
I will say that.
The two right off the top of my head, I wouldn't necessarily consider over him and Embiid and Davis.
I'm trying. Let's see what the chat is saying, man. In terms of other big men, yeah, I just keep seeing them say Jokic, Embiid, and Cat. They like all 3 of them over Ayton right now, man.
I don't know. Get Towns out of here.
What? Towns does it for a full body of a season though. This is the only issue. Like when we talk about critiquing these type of like conversations, it's gonna sound as if we're like tearing DeAndre down, but these are legitimate variables. When you talk about what the Suns have been able to get in terms of matchups and the injuries that they've been able to play against, it's been very favorable, and that has helped DeAndre a ton. Whereas with these other guys that we've brought up throughout regular seasons and in their postseason experiences, they haven't been as fortunate to get those type of breaks, and they still are able to put up those type of numbers though. Whereas with Ayton, I haven't seen him against a fully healthy squad just yet. I mean, even the Bucks, I mean, Giannis, it was cool to see him back out there, and I know he's saying he's healthy and stuff like that, but it's like, Giannis, bro, you still like, you might be 90-ish. You're not 100 though. If that was the case, you would have never missed the games last time.
He looked fine though.
He
looked
did.
pretty
He
decent. He played pretty well. No, I get your point though.
Yeah,
I get
that's
your
my
point.
only thing with it, man. But I'm loving his game though, dude. Loving his game, man. I was a fan of his though, man. When he was coming out, man, I liked him. So yeah, and Juan Rangel, appreciate you as well. He says, "Stop the hate, Suns in 4." Dude, I'm digging this Suns in 4 energy. I just don't know.
Did
though,
you see
man.
that video?
I did not see it. No.
I'm trying to think back on it.
Man, this weekend was so crazy for me,
No,
man.
this is
like,
a while back. It was
okay.
when the Suns were playing the Jazz, I think. Dude got booted from the arena.
Okay.
And he's yelling at people like Suns in 4, Suns. It's all on video.
It's not the one where no, I'm thinking about the one where the guys getting a fight, right?
It might have been a fight. I just remember him saying Suns in 4, and as he's getting booted
he
out.
was when he was kicking butt. He was knocking dudes out, and then he was like, "Yo, Suns in 4."
Yeah, that's like a rally cry right now for Phoenix.
I like it though, man, and it's cool for them though, man. It's a cool little vibe out there, man. Oh man.
So what do you think for this series going forward?
I don't think that this is a sweep. I do think that, man, it's tough after that first game. Because obviously, in those first games with the Suns, obviously they had, they're coming in. It's home court for them, man. So they're feeling really confident about it. They're going to be amped up. And sometimes I just feel like, all right, first game is kind of hard to tell. This second one, though, I feel like it's going to be the real like barometer, the real way to see, okay, how's the series going to go? Because I just don't know. Like, I feel like the Bucks, I don't think that Phoenix can shoot that well again. You know what I mean? Like, they were dang near perfect from the free throw line. And I just don't think that they're going to do that again. I don't think that when you talk about Chris Paul hitting 30, Ayton hitting 20 plus, then Devin Booker hitting 20 plus, how many times have we seen that from them three at the same time? It's usually 2 of them, and that's it. And one of those guys are off. So if I'm Milwaukee, I'm not going to lose my mind because of that one game. I need to see that again. Now, if they do it again, all right, way different story. We got to adjust some things. But I just thought that they were able to hit some tough shots and finish, and the pick and rolls what really killed them. But ultimately, what I would probably say is you got to get that pick and roll. You can't let that action happen in the center of the floor. Whether you want to hedge it, whether you double off of it, you can't allow that to happen down the center because the two-way go, Chris Paul is too good, whether he's going all the way to the cup, whether he's putting it up in the air for DeAndre, or if he's pulling up, he's just too dynamic right in that area for you to play defense on him like that.
Yeah, the thing that is in the Bucks' favor, in my opinion, is that, well, I don't know if it's in their favor or not because you haven't really seen it too much from Jrue Holiday. Mm-hmm. He just didn't play good. They need him to play better on both sides.
He's inconsistent, but he's always consistent on defense, typically. So that's the thing with him as well, man.
Well,
Booker, man, he had that energy for him, bro.
So here's the 2 things. The Bucks shot, I think they shot 50% from 3. You're expecting that not to stay the same. You're hoping that Giannis maybe starts averaging like 10 more points. He gets up to that 30 range.
Right.
Can Middleton, that's probably going to be a little bit less. But then you're hoping Jrue Holiday goes up a little bit. Booker, there was some stat that I saw on TV after his game ones. I think his points per game goes down like 5 or 6.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm.
So could all that equal out to, like you said, the series is not over?
That's what I'm thinking, man. I feel like this game 2 is going to be interesting because I also want to see how is Giannis responding his knee, right after that game 1. I mean, he was doubtful, then he was listed as questionable, then he starts and plays 30-something minutes. How that was a quick upgrade in a short span of time. How is your knee going to react to that a day later? And then also, once this game is over, on the flight back, how does your knee react to that? Because those are all the things that typically can mess a knee up, man, can increase the swelling in it and things like that. And that's what he was dealing with because of the hyperextension. So that's going to be interesting. But while we're on the topic of Giannis, man, shout out to Giannis because after the game, did you see what he was wearing, bro?
I didn't.
He had on the homie no lag.
Did he?
Jared, he had his no lag shirt. I posted it on my IGs to my story. But yeah, dude, he goes to the press conference with the no lag shirt. I'm like, yo, like it was dope to see that, man.
Oh, that's good because I know he wears his stuff, and I know Jared got connected with him way back whenever he was first starting out.
He said it was like IMG or something like that when they got linked up, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's wearing it in probably like the most high profile,
seriously, man,
stage.
When I saw it, I was like, yo, and I'm like in and out of it, from whatever was going on. But I was like, oh, no lag. I mean, hit him up. It's like midnight. Don't matter.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a vibe, man. So it was definitely dope to see that, though, man.
I gotta check that out then.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. He had,
one of the ones where it just says no lack on it,
Yeah,
not one of like the hoodies
hold
where
on, man. I got it on my phone actually. Y'all see how professional we are today, man. We just in here just kicking it back.
Yeah. Because I know
Share, bro.
Oh yeah. That's great.
I would try to share. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see that or not, but man, this is the picture of Giannis post game with the No Lag shirt on, man. Because you know that we're big supporters of No Lag. He's his name is not No Lag. His name is Jared. Company's called No Lag, but he's the reason for us even being together, us even meeting. Yeah. So anytime we see him and it's something cool like that, we always like to show him a little bit of love right there, man. So yeah, shout out to him, bro.
Yeah.
The chair, bro. It was a vibe though, man. Shout out. It was definitely a vibe, man. So how you think it goes though, man? So I think I got Bucks winning game 2. Who do you have?
Oh wow.
Because I mean we're not gonna be on. We'll be on after the fact.
Yeah. Game 2. Wow. I could see it going either way, man.
Seriously, really? Right?
I'm gonna say Suns. Say Suns. I think there's something weird about this Bucks team that they're not able to get it done. I think this is destiny for Chris Paul.
No, I agree. I think Suns win it. I just don't think they sweep them. That's my big thing.
I get you. Maybe Bucks get one back at home is what I'm thinking. 1 or 2.
Got you. See, I feel like when they go to Milwaukee, it's more so just the precedence. The funeral's already been arranged.
Yeah,
that's how I see it, man.
My heart wants to say the Bucks just because I want a longer series.
Yeah.
Giannis is wearing the no-lack.
Hey,
I'd like to see him step up, go further in the playoffs. Maybe he could wear more no-lack shirts. True. But sometimes you got to go against the heart, man. Sometimes you
all I know is this, though, man.
I think it's gonna be the Suns.
You're saying Suns, my man Frank K. Frank K said, remember he was gonna bet $2,000 on the Suns. In this Clippers series, right, to close him out. He said that he might need to put $1,000 on the Bucks +6 next
this
game.
dude has no affinity for any team.
Oh my God, where's the loyalty?
Doesn't care.
He doesn't care. I love this. Reckless abandonment.
That's probably the best way to bet, though.
That's how you have to do it, man. If you're gonna bet, that's how you do it, man. I can't wait till we start having like promo codes and getting back in our bet game, man. You know, right now it's the off season for our bet sponsors, so we can't really be hyping them up. But you know, we still got love for a certain group out here. But that's for another day. But yeah, man. 1K, Bucks +6. Ooh.
You said it. You said Bucks, right?
Yeah.
So that's on you.
I don't like the +6.
Oh, you'd rather be like +8 or 9 then, obviously.
I want a little bit.
+6 isn't enough. You just said they're winning outright though, right?
I mean, I said that, but I also said that I could easily see the Suns winning it as well, man. I'm banking this on Devin Booker declining. I'm banking this on CP3 and Deandre Ayton, all 3 of those guys not going for 25+, and a collective, 5 turnovers between the 3 of those guys. Like, they played great basketball, great team ball. I hope it happens again for Chris Paul. He seems laser focused. Have you seen him in the press conferences? I'm so accustomed to LeBron James being in the press conferences that I kind of forgot the seriousness of NBA Finals, right? Because you think about LeBron, because he went to 10 straight. He became super comfortable. Like, he would talk in the NBA Finals press conference no different than if it was a regular season game. Remember the down 3-1 versus the Golden State Warriors? Like, it was just basketball. I'm chilling. But you look at CP3, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker is totally different. Them dudes are locked in like, yo, this is one game. That's all that matters. We got to get this next one. It was just one game. That's all. I don't know anything else. And he's like, yo, God, dog, like, smile, man. That's all right. Nah. Like, Chris Paul, you just won your first NBA Finals game. Like, smile. It was cool, but I'm ready for the next game. I'm like, dog. But with Brown, because, he's been there so many times, it's way different. So for me, I was like, man, this is a cool little experience for me right here, man.
Yeah, got to be locked in.
Yes,
got to be locked in. Don't blame him.
Hey.
But so the guy, if he bets 1,000 on Bucks, they lose. Could he come after you on Twitter or something?
Why would he come after me?
Put you on blast?
No, he come after the bettors. They set the wrong odds. If they set it at +6,
what do you want? What would you want?
+12.
Hey, I think you can adjust, right?
You can. You can
adjust.
It just messes up the odds.
Yeah, your money's gonna be hurting a little bit.
Because I don't even know what the odds are for the game right now. He was just saying he's gonna put $1,000 on the +6, but I don't know like how much the payout is on that. That's what I'm saying right now. Because I don't even know who's favored in that game.
I'll type it in real quick. Game 2 odds. Let's see if it pops up. Wait, here it is. I got it.
And John Doe, shout out to John Doe. He said he hit on the Suns over last night as well.
Oh, it's close. It's saying plus 5.5.
Plus, okay, yeah.
This is on DraftKings, so I don't know if what he's using. It might be plus 6 over there.
Yeah, so he said it's plus 6 on his website right now. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm just trying to think for him. It's good entertainment for us because when we come back in for the podcast, I'm going to be interested.
Well, and I did feel bad. I did feel bad when he wanted to make the bet, and we kind of was like, "Yo, we probably should chill on." And then they actually won. Remember? And we were like, "Dang, you could have won the 2K."
I still think it was sound advice though, because like for me, I'm never betting 1,000 probably on any of these games. You see some of my bets, I'm betting like $5, $10 max, really. Yeah. Although I do have 30 on the Steelers week 1.
Okay,
I think like straight money line. I think that'd be a 60 profit.
Okay, I could dig that. Yo, so John Doe said it's plus 6 and it is minus 118 for the odds on it. So yeah, I mean, it's good. You can make some little cake on it, baby. Yeah.
Don't blame it on us.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad.
In fact, you know who we're gonna blame it on? We're gonna blame it on Trina Steele Diva 5. Yep, because her name just popped up at the bottom. That was the most recent. So yeah, you get the blame. So if Frank K, you make the bet, but if it doesn't win, we'll all just direct our conversations towards Trina Steele Diva 5. Shout out to you, Trina Steele Diva. We appreciate you being here today as well.
John does saying the Steelers was money until the Thanksgiving or the Cincinnati game.
Oh man,
I think he's talking about betting.
Yeah,
and I agree with him.
Dude, it was.
I agree with him because mine cost me a little bit more than money. It cost me my dignity.
It cost me a little bit.
Cost me an eyebrow.
Like this, just like around.
I was so confident in that game.
I know, bro. I was too. I thought that was the get right. We both said, yo, there's no way they could lose this game to the backup quarterback. It's just no way. It's impossible. It was impossible. How did that happen? Sick.
I'm not going to get into
blame
details.
Duck. Jeez.
No. It's just bad game. Bad game.
It happens. Sorry. But anywho, man, I think that's it for the basketball talk, though, man. So I got Bucks winning game 2. You have Suns winning game 2. Frank K, let us know if you're gonna make that bet. John Doe, you as well, man. If y'all do make those bets, man, we wish y'all well. But yeah, it's a vibe, man. We're excited about it, though. And shout out to everybody that's been rocking with this basketball journey. You know, we're starting to branch out a little bit more, right? Show a little bit more diversity with these topics, man. But you know.
And it's just going on right now. I mean,
it is.
I really like people care enough about it. We could talk about it for like 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. But we are a Steelers show. Well, we're not really a Steelers show. I mean, we focus on the Steelers, but we're not technically just a Steelers show. But we do like to talk about the Steelers, and we had something to talk about with the Steelers from this weekend, man. So without further ado, we'll dive into this thing, man. My man, Devin Bush, my 5'5" brethren. Mr. What is it? The he cut it now, right? The rat tail. He cut it.
I don't know when he cut it, but yeah.
He recently cut it. Yeah, man. But the dog D Bush, bro. So shout out to him, man. First off, guest of the show.
Yeah.
Dope interview, by the way. If you haven't checked that out, definitely go. That's one of the archives right there. You'll see startup from Moats and Deke, how he was vibing it back then, man. It was outside that day too for that interview, baby.
Where was that?
That was up in like Cranberry because
you were doing something for radio, right?
Yeah, I had a speaking event for my book, and then afterwards, we had to set up for the interview. So we set up in the parking lot. It was a crazy vibe, right? So if you watch the video on that, you'll see we're in this like parking lot. I think I'm dressed up still in the video. Yeah. So yeah, that was the interview with Devin Bush that we did. Was that a year ago? His rookie year. So 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been that long.
But with Devin Bush, for those that aren't aware, I don't know how you couldn't be. I was kind of like you. I really wasn't plugged in. I posted some pictures, but other than that, like I wasn't like checking it out. But clearly it made its way to me. Obviously it made its way to you, even on your little trip. But what was going on, Devin Bush essentially started tweeting erratic from what he typically tweets, like his normal style of tweeting. Some of it was song lyrics, some of it was just him tweeting to tweet. And then obviously the tweet that really broke the internet, made the headlines, was a retweet that he did of a video of a cat falling. And ultimately, 20, 30 stories. You can imagine how that ended. If you haven't seen it, good. If you did see it, I feel bad for you. But obviously with the tweet, he had a little, joking remark about it as well, trying to make light of it or whatever his thought process was. But clearly, as you can imagine, people went nuts. So I guess for me, man, my big thing was this. Number one, mentally, where were you at, right? Because it's been a couple of days for him now, especially since all that had transpired, where he was kind of just being really different, not tweeting how he normally tweets, not acting how he normally acts on social media. So that was like my first thought. But then after the fact, I'm like, dang, dude, are you hacked? Like, can we get some hacked action? Like something like that. And then to see that, a couple days later, nothing has really changed from what I've seen. Now, it could have changed since, what 6 o'clock now? Since like noon, maybe. But yeah, from what I had seen, it was still kind of as is in terms of no new activity, but he didn't remove any of the other stuff that had really got people into a ruckus. So that was just for me, my initial thought process with it. Like mentally, where is he at? And then just like, dang, dude, all right. Everything has kind of played out. The biggest thing that people had reacted to, why you still got it up there? That was my thing, man. What about you though, bro?
Well, I have a little bit of a different take.
Alrighty, go ahead, man. Don't be shy, bro.
No, like,
because I like when we have different takes so we can have friendly banter, man.
Yeah, like I'm
Drop
not
that
out.
thing, man.
I'm not out here endorsing the cat tweet. Like I wouldn't post that, but like honestly, I think through all of his tweets, he's kind of funny to me. Like I think, if anything, I think he's making fun of Twitter as a whole, the social media landscape as a whole.
Okay,
he's doing whatever, and people are laughing about, or not laughing about it. Some people are.
Yeah. Some
people, I appreciate this type of humor. Not saying the cat video.
That is a part of it though. So that's what I'm saying. Be careful.
Well, no. It goes back to your point. Obviously, he was trying to make a joke from it. Wasn't the best idea, but like comedians all the time, they try to take some chances with their jokes and whatnot. This one wasn't the best idea. It just wasn't. But everything else, I just think we got to lighten up a little bit with this, man. I get the other side of it. He represents the Steelers. Yeah. They're probably not too thrilled. If I was the Steelers, I don't think I'd be too thrilled either, because you don't know what he's going to tweet out now. And a lot of Steeler Nation
do, right?
And a lot of Steeler Nation are reacting to his tweets in a certain way. So I'm sure that'll be talked about. It has been talked about. But see, and this is my point, dude.
Keep going, man.
Bush, dude. How he came out today, and this is what I was telling you earlier. He's back, dude. He's back. He has some tweets earlier today. So think of how everything just played out with him.
Okay.
The video and everyone's response flipping out at Bush. He comes out. He says, "Hold on. I got to."
I know
he's got a lot of tweets.
He turned off his comments, so you couldn't respond to him.
No.
Has he turned that back on now?
Yeah, comments are on.
Okay, comments are back on. Okay,
tweets were pretty good today. Okay, too. So he says, first one, he says, "Man, see, y'all done got me in trouble."
Yeah.
He says, "I got 2 tweets a day now, so I gotta make it count or else."
Yeah.
He says, "When it's all said and done, I'm gonna figure out where Tupac moved to and buy a house next to his."
Okay.
How do you know if you were born on a leap year? And what does it mean? These are the best, though, right here. FYI, my mental health is at an all-time high. I took my test yesterday, and my test results were superior. Thank you for your concern. Because a lot of people are coming out with that, saying, like, I hope Devin Bush is okay.
Which is a fair thing to say.
A response to that, saying, I'm good, don't worry about me. Said my brain capacity was that of Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, and Elon Musk. And he has a few more after that. Nothing too crazy. I think the one at the end here, though, I went over my limits today. Them boys sent me a fine. This one's a good one, actually. Right. About to head into my 3rd workout of the day. Y'all still watching my tweets? That's great.
I mean, I'm glad that, you laugh at it and make light of it, but the big deal is you can't just say, I'm going to isolate that one tweet and not think about that while still laughing at the other stuff. It all is a part of the same family. So I think for me, is it a big deal that he's tweeting? No, not at all. But it is a big deal when you represent the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is a big deal when you're 10 months away from them having to decide on your 5th year option. It is a big deal when right now we've been talking about this more than your play on the field. Because when it comes to his play on the field, what has he given us to make us feel 100% confident in his ability just yet? We talked about the first year he struggled. We said the second year struggled at the beginning, then got hurt. We haven't even seen him establish himself just yet. And when you do these type of things, when you create the off-field issues, one of the things that Coach Tomlin would tell Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell and Martavis Bryant every single day, every time we had an issue, right? And we obviously everything came out after the fact, but we would deal with this every single day. You know what they would say? Coach Tomlin would say, man, look, as long as the productivity outweighs the distraction, I'm cool. I won't say anything. But when the productivity is down here, but the distraction is up here, that's when it's an issue. And right now, that is the case. Because with Devin Bush, even though we feel like he's going to grow and become a really good player, right now, he hasn't shown that he is that. Now, we know he has the potential to be that. But ultimately, man, when you're thinking about a guy who needs to show a big jump this year, you don't want to have to deal with this type of stuff during the offseason. And that's the big thing. The video itself, obviously, it was tasteless, right? You don't joke about that type of stuff. It just wasn't a good look. And then after the fact, you move it or you don't move it. But either way, it just wasn't a good look. I mean, we saw Michael Vick go to prison behind dogs. I mean, we know people are serious when it comes to their animals and their love for that. And I'm not even a cat person. But it's just not cool. Like you said, you wouldn't even post that, right? So if you're this organization, though, and you're factoring all of these decisions, how do you feel like that weighs in when you're thinking about Devin Bush going forward? You're not going to be as confident. You're going to feel a little bit, you're going to be questioning his judgment, his maturity going forward. That's not what you want to deal with. Remember, we talked about those same things with AB, right? Not to the same extent, but the reports have come out that during those early years, he would show little signs and stuff where he's like, bro, that's not cool. Bro, that's not, I don't like that right there. And it kind of got under the rug. And then before you know it, it blew up into something bigger. Not saying that would happen with Devin, but that's why for me, because I was able to see those things firsthand, that I don't take it as lightly because I know how it's a slippery slope, man.
Because what I'm thinking is season happens. We're not caring about this stuff at all. I think he's going to ball out. He's going to have a good season.
If he's balling out, you don't care about it. If he looked like how he looked against, Noah Fant, you would care about it.
This tweet, I'd be looking back on this tweet.
No, I'm just saying the way that not even the tweet, but the way that we're having to talk about his Twitter activity. If that's going on during the season and he's not playing well, do you really think we're going to be sitting here acting like the tweets don't matter? It will be like Juju in the TikTok situation. When Juju, is TikTok dancing that big of a deal? Absolutely not. But when his play wasn't being as well, he wasn't being as productive, right? Then the team started to lose, but yet we're still seeing him post the video and we're still having to answer those questions. It became a big deal. And that's all I'm saying with Devin, with his social media. If his play isn't up to par and the social media activity continues like that, then yes, that will become a bigger deal.
Well, that's my thing, is activity. Outside of the cat video, like what is there? I don't know. I think he's
okay. You got the explicit, right? The FUCK that he tweeted out there. That's not a good representation of your team. You also have the indirect shot towards Juju and Claypool. Now, granted, they responded and they got settled, but clearly it was enough that he felt the need to respond to them directly, right? At them. That's another, like, dude, that's unnecessary. That's all I'm saying. It's no different. Remember when Martavis Brown on draft night, right? Pittsburgh Steelers draft Juju Smith-Schuster. What does he tweet? Boy, that boy here for Sammy Coates. Big deal after that, right? Everything is blown up again after that. Those are the things. It's subtle, but you have to be careful with it. It's a slippery slope. And when you just continue to just say, oh, it's all right, it's Devin, it's cool, you enable these people. And when you enable them, that's when it becomes bigger than that. And that's how it gets out of hand. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know what's necessarily out of hand with it right now.
Dude, did you see the cat video?
That's why I said the one video.
If that is enough, that is enough. That's all I'm saying. It's like, oh, he just was the cat video. It's kind of like if you watch the person die. Oh, it was just one person that died. It wasn't like it was two. It still is enough. That's not cool. Vic with the dog situation, right?
Wait, so what are we going to do about it? Are we just going to cut Devin Bush?
I'm not saying you cut Devin Bush, but what I'm saying is this. The lightheartedness in terms of it not having significance, I think from a fan's perspective, cool. Organizationally, not cool. Organizationally,
I agree with,
it needs to be different. Yeah,
well, that's my thing.
And that's how I'm speaking. Yeah,
I'm talking from my perspective.
Right.
Where it's
I'm
just like,
I don't really.
I think it's actually crazy.
Yeah,
it's absurd. Actually, we're having this conversation.
Yeah,
about why do people care this much?
Well, I mean, one, it's animal abuse is not cool.
Well, no, here's my point is that video has existed for how long and no one has given a shit. But no, all of a sudden he retweets it.
You retweeting it and making your comment is an endorsement of it, is it not?
I don't know if he's I thought he was trying to make a joke or be funny with it.
So if you try to make a joke and be funny, if you found out it wasn't a joke, it wasn't funny,
I don't think that's endorsing animal abuse.
I feel like you're endorsing the tweet itself, though. If you make light of it, it's no different if you saw a person get murdered, right? And you put up there, well, shoot, I ain't got to worry about him being in front of me at the next stoplight. What do you think? Is that an endorsement?
I think that's a different scenario.
Why? What's the difference though?
It's all different.
But what's the difference though?
It goes scenario by scenario.
What is
You're talking
about
a human person getting murdered.
But what's the difference between watching the cat fall to his death?
Dude, all I'm saying. No. Here's my point. Society has allowed that cat video to exist for how long?
Okay.
Probably had so many retweets, so many comments,
whatever
it is about it.
Because it's allowed, does that make it acceptable?
I'm not saying that one way or another. I don't really like the cat video that much. What I find funny is once he posts it, all of a sudden everyone's in an uproar about it. That's what makes it funny to me.
Because it was him. Anybody, Deke, you could have put it out there and no one's going to trip, but your platform isn't the same.
And
people don't look at you the same. Your responsibility isn't the same. And that's why it's no different if Mr. Rooney were to tweet something that you tweeted out. If Mr. Rooney tweets out, man, I got that big Deke energy today. It's not a bad thing.
Would be wise.
But how do you think that would look if Mr. Rooney tweeted that out, right? Both of y'all are people. Both of y'all is just social media. But you can see because of his position, it holds a little bit more significance. And that's the big thing. That's the part that I'm just trying to talk about right there.
No, I agree. Because the Steelers organization, I talked about it at the beginning, you might be concerned about it a little bit. You definitely would be. And it goes back to a bunch of stuff that you were saying earlier of weighing your options. And I think Devin Bush needs to weigh his options too. About you can keep tweeting like this as much as you want. And like for me, like I was telling you, I don't really care. Right. Some of this shit's funny to me, but all of a sudden, if the Steelers are saying like, hey bro, you can't be doing this anymore. We're going to rethink some things about your future going forward.
Or you think about off-field endorsements, right?
Sure.
Like, you got to weigh all that. Do I want to deal with that? Because we know who bags animals. It's this big bad gang called PETA. We don't want problems with PETA. We don't want problems with that. Nobody wants problems with PETA, baby. But that is what happens. It's like it's like you said, it's freedom of speech. He can tweet it all he wants, but just understand the ramifications down the line. And I don't want fans, right? Specifically, people like you who don't view it as a big deal right now, but a year from now, if the team decides like, yo, we don't want to deal with this, then y'all get this uproar of, well, how are you gonna move on from Devin? This is crazy. But this is the type of stuff that goes into those decisions. That's all I'm saying, man.
I think the cat video is a one-off, though.
I'm hoping so, but it doesn't seem like it was a one-off. The cat video in terms of just the video, sure, but the style of tweets, the erraticness of it, the kind of, like you said, it was definitely different from what he's typically tweeted out and stuff like that. But just his style of tweeting, the language he was using and stuff like that, like it's not a good look for the organization. It's not. Because
people are paying more. But this is my ultimate point. Like, just take the cat video away.
Okay.
People, I did bring up the whole thing about TikTok. I kind of get that. But at the same time, like, that was hilarious. Let's be real.
Okay,
I agree. TikTok thing.
But we also not going to act like it doesn't directly impact the people on your team. Because it was only one team.
Does it really?
It was only one team in the NFL that had people on TikTok, right? That really got talked about. It was only one team that had grown men on TikTok that really got talked about. That was the biggest reason why he even felt the need to at both of them publicly. You noticed that, right?
Well, that's my question. Does it really? Because it seemed like it was way more jokingly, like how the back and forth was.
Well, this is my thing. And we talked about this last time. I don't think that that's a big thing in terms of significance. But when you're looking at whole picture, right? When you're looking at that scenario, now this incident, now it might be this next time. What if it's that? That's a pattern. That's the difference in it. That's what I'm saying.
He's gonna have to make that decision. Right. I'm sure, because I'm sure the Steelers are going to talk to him if they haven't already, and that's gonna be on him. Then it's gonna be like, okay, do I keep tweeting like this? Which, in my opinion, maybe is harmless. But with the Steelers thinking this way, how's this going to affect my money down the line? Whatever it is,
I mean, because
you got to make those decisions.
All of us, well, the majority of us, right? We work for somebody. We have a boss. If we were at our job or not our job and we just felt like, we'll post this on our own social media during our own free time, how do you think your boss would react to that? That's the real question, right? We've seen people, we called it, cancel culture, right? Where a person might say something racist on their social media. They feel like because it's their platform, they can't get in trouble. And then before you know it, the social media mob has got to their bosses. And before you know it, that person's fired and it's going to struggle to ever get another job. Like, that does happen with regular people, not just athletes, with regular people. So even though it is your social media, even though you feel like you can do whatever, just please be a little bit more aware of the surroundings. Be a little bit more aware of the room right now, man. This isn't a good time to be tweeting out reckless stuff. Not even reckless, but just like that, because it's a dead time, period. First off. July, nothing really goes on, right? So it becomes even more of a headline. It's not like you got a game coming up next week and it makes people easily forget about it either. So that's another reason.
That's why his last tweet was amazing.
I agree.
That was amazing.
I agree.
Y'all are looking at my tweets. I just did my third workout. That's hilarious.
But it's only hilarious right now. It's not hilarious if it's another tweet that comes out that isn't funny, right? That might be another offensive thing.
But why can't we separate the specific tweets? Like,
I mean, I'm just saying, it's a pattern. It's a pattern, bro. It's kind of like, okay, this team is perfect if you take away these 4 losses. Well, you can't take away the 4 losses. So it plays a part of that story. So I can't talk about this team without talking about those 4 losses. Right now, I can't talk about Devin Bush without having to talk about that. I can't remove it.
What's like the solution then?
I just think the biggest thing is for Devin, man, if you want to tweet song lyrics, because some of it was song lyrics, and I know a lot of people didn't realize that initially, but it's like, yo, if you want to tweet song lyrics, that's cool. You know how to make it family friendly on social. You don't got to go all the way there with some of the reckless stuff. Cool. But other than that, like, I'm not tripping on the rest of it. It's just understand you represent the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, as lighthearted as you want to make it, as lighthearted as anybody else want to make it in terms of it being social media, you still are a representation of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that has to mean something. So if you can't handle social media without that, then maybe you shouldn't be on social media.
He's open to deleting the account. He's made that right. That's what I mean, dude. He's like, I'm telling you, he's pretty funny with this stuff, man. Like it's like he's almost trolling like the whole social media culture, Twitter culture, where everyone takes shit so damn serious. But I get it. Yeah. That's what I mean. If you're the Steelers, I understand how you could be concerned or you don't want tweets being sent out or Devin Bush tweeting out certain things because Steeler fans are going to react a certain way and they're going to come at the Steelers organization and just you don't want the negative talk surrounding that type of stuff that could be avoided. I get it. I get it.
But we'll go to the chat real quick, man, because it's going nuts as you can imagine. Absolutely. All right. So first off, Michael Patrick McCracken. Shout out to you. I love his name, by the way, man. It's like a very strong name, Michael Patrick McCracken. So what he says is this, though, and we appreciate you as well, man, your support. He says, what gets me in this, when a team underachieves and after the season says next year we will be more focused going into that season. And as a fan, we see these type of things continue. I guess it pisses them off. I could definitely understand that because we do hear that all the time, right? Team plays bad, team underperforms, like how he said, and it's always next year is our year. Next year we locked in, no excuses. But yeah, you do still got to deal with this type of, stuff in the offseason. So yeah, I could definitely share that sentiment. And then he also says, you see Juju doing dances or AB stirring the pot, and now Devin Bush tweeting makes you just seem unfocused, and the next year thing is just really irritating.
I think the Juju TikTok's different than this, though, because Juju had way more. It felt like more of a direct correlation to the two teams that were going on the field in that moment, whereas this.
See,
how is this motivation for the other team? Whereas the other thing was
no. I don't care about the motivational element. I look at it like Juju seems more of a maturity issue, whereas with Devin, it's more so like, where are you at where you think that's cool to put out there? You know what I'm saying? More so just the video. Like, that's the real focusing part. Because it wasn't even like the video was out there and he removed it. Now, I'm hoping that... I know the tweet... I'm about to say, because I know yesterday I was still able to see it. His tweet was still there, but the video at least had been removed by the original person. Gone. But for me, my biggest issue was, how many days have gone by and you've clearly seen the reaction wasn't what you thought it should be? Why are you going to tweet more but not remove that tweet? That to me says more about him. And that's the part where I'm like, that's not cool. With Juju, we're talking about dancing. That's cool. You can make a case of old versus young. TikToking is an important locker room material motivation. That's fine. When you start talking about an endorsement of that type of video, though, because when you retweet plus the comment and you leave it up there through all of this, regardless of how you want to say it, it's an endorsement. That's not a good look. It's not.
Endorsement of what? Like, that's my question.
Of the video? What do you mean of what? What's in the video?
I don't think he.
What's in the video,
dude?
What do you call it if it's not an endorsement? I can assure you he wasn't going. He wasn't outraged by it.
I think he was just trying to make a joke. I don't think it was an endorsement of like, hey, I want to see cats die. I don't think that was it.
But no, this is my thing though. So once you realize you're trying to make a joke, and you realize, yo, this joke fell flat. It ain't going where I thought it was going to go. Like, it's a divide. It's clearly 50-50, right? And kind of like how we're talking about it. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not a good thing either. You're kind of like in the middle with it, right? But either way, once you've seen the reaction to that, what purpose does it serve to leave it up there? That's
I guess
because
the video is gone now, so that's what I mean. I don't think
but
it
the
matters.
tweet's still there though. You can still see what he was saying. We all know what the video was. So does it really change? But that's my question.
But
that's my question to you.
Why does it matter? Because we already all know what he said.
But why is it acceptable to leave it up there then? Huh? So why leave it up there then?
Well, I take it down if everyone already knows what you said.
It's kind of like if you kill somebody, right? And then you say, I don't care. Or if you kill somebody, you're like, yo, I'm remorseful. You know what? I messed up. I made a mistake. Which one do you think is better?
What if he? Hold on.
Which one do you think is better?
Here's my point. It almost goes back to
it is life and death, right?
It goes back to a comedian type of thing, man. It's like you make a joke.
Okay.
It doesn't go the right way.
And we've seen how many comedians come back and apologize.
Well, that's my question, though. If you're trying to make a joke, like, you don't necessarily apologize for trying to make the joke.
Plenty of them have apologized.
You apologize for like, hey, sorry, you guys took this the wrong way. That's what it is.
So maybe he's not. But he hasn't even shown any remorse. That's the thing. That's what we're saying.
That's my question is, should he though?
You think he shouldn't?
Over what? Him tweeting that out?
Yeah, you don't think that was? Dude, all right.
I don't endorse the tweet. No, but he was obviously trying to make a joke. He's not endorsing cats dying.
He just owned it, man.
He was trying to make a joke about it.
All right.
You don't think that's all he was trying to like? Why should he apologize necessarily?
Because it's not tasteful. It's not a good look. It's offensive to people. It's no different when we talk race and stuff like that, right? Even though a person could feel like they didn't do anything wrong, even though they can feel like this is norm for our culture, because it's offensive to someone else, a large portion of someone else. That's why. That's why. It's that simple. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. If you're offending someone, no different if I offend you doing something, right? And to me, I'm like,
who's this offending? Wait, who is this? I'm actually being serious. Who's this offending?
Stop, bro.
Wait, who is this offending? That video.
You're right.
It's not in good taste. I wouldn't post. Who's it offending? Though?
Okay. Cool.
Why should who's outraged by this?
Hey, seeing a cat fall to your death is
no. Who's taking this video specifically so personally?
It's cool, bro.
That they should be so offended.
It's cool, bro. It's cool.
When it's been around for so long.
What does that mean? It's been around for so long. If that was your first time seeing it, it's no different than reading the Bible, right? The Bible's been around for decades. You know how many people will pick it up and say, I never knew this was here.
No. Why didn't the countless people that have seen the video before, why wasn't this deleted or talked about before this?
Well, maybe it was. Just because you weren't aware of the conversation doesn't mean it wasn't talked about. That's what I'm saying. Just because think about this. We've talked about even with like coronavirus, right? How it was certain things that would happen and we would see it in a press conference and you wouldn't even know because you're not aware of, like, you weren't watching in that moment. Does that make it any less right or wrong just because you weren't aware? No, it still is there. It's still a fact. Just because you weren't aware, so just because you didn't know the cat video wasn't out before or you didn't hear about it doesn't make it any less right or wrong. It just makes that you weren't aware of it. That's it.
Dude, I just don't know. I just don't know who's taking this personally. I thought you were about to
cry when you did that.
No, my throat's kind of jacked up. I just don't know who's taking this video personally and why people
I just feel like
are getting offended by it.
So why did people take when Michael Vick had the situation with the dogs? Why did they take that personally?
See, this is another, for me, it's another different scenario.
I'm just like, why?
Huh?
Why?
Why? Well, that's another, like, why are they taking it personally? I don't know, because that was Vic's life. I mean,
it was his dogs, right? It wasn't like it was your dog or their dog. It was his dogs, right? Why was it so serious?
So yeah, this is a different thing. The cat, be straight up, the cat did it to himself. This is humans doing it to dog. Like, it's different.
Did you just say the cat?
I'm just being straight up. It's different. It's like a freak accident, whereas like with Vic and the dogs, it's just different scenarios, completely different scenarios. We don't value what Vic did to dogs. The cat was a freak scenario. That was it.
All right, I can respect it, baby. I can respect the difference of opinions, man.
Yeah, like I said, I don't.
Hey, no, it's all.
I don't think the video was. It's not something I'd be posting or anything. I just don't know why the outrage randomly. I get it's because he's on the Steelers. That's it. That's it.
I don't feel like that's it. I feel like this could have been if it was Josh Allen.
The guy that posted the video had a blue check mark, and before Devin Bush,
that's fine. That's fine.
Retweeted. There's nothing about it.
I mean, you're trying to justify the action, but the action is still bad. So it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's cool that you trying to, but when you bring up, well, this person and that person and that person, it still doesn't make it right that Devin did what he did.
I never said it was good. I never said it was a mistake or not. I don't think you should have to apologize.
But this is what I'm saying. You're trying to justify by bringing up these things. Well, the blue check mark by this guy, or the video was out here before this. How does that justify?
I'm not justifying it. I already said I wouldn't do it, or I thought it was a mistake. I don't think you should have to apologize for it, though. People make mistakes.
Okay. So
who's he apologizing? Wait, who's he apologizing
for?
That's my question.
That he offended.
Like who though? That's my other question.
So PETA, you don't think PETA was offended?
Why? Wait, why are they offended?
They're an animal support group. They support animals. That's their whole purpose in life. Do you know how you're passionate about Big Ben and you love Big Ben to death? That's how they feel about animals. So you know how, like, if I come up here and I say Big Ben is the 4th best quarterback in the division, you would go nuts?
Dude,
that's how they feel about animals.
He should apologize to
cats. I'm just saying,
that would be it.
In general, like, yo, you don't have to apologize to anyone specific. You're like, yo, I've messed up. My bad for anyone that I offended. It doesn't have to just be a specific person. Like, are you? It's all good, bro. We ain't tripping, man.
I just don't know why someone would take it personally. Like, what is?
It's all good.
What does a cat freak accident have to do?
It's all good. It's not the freak accident. It's not the freak accident. But when you have the freak
I'm saying
accident,
with someone being offended.
So think about this though, Deke. Think about this. Say you have a mother, right?
Yeah.
So say your mother passed away in a freak accident, right? She fell off she fell out of the apartment complex, right? Freak accident. And it was a video of it. And I retweet the video and I say, dang, bro, I thought Deke mom could land on her feet. How would you feel?
Dude, I'm being honest with you.
How would you feel?
It's more on you than me, dude. I'm being serious.
Okay, so how would the next person feel? How would your father feel? How would your brother feel? How would your
sister? That's on them to feel a certain way.
But people, it's safe to assume that people would be offended by it, correct?
Sure, but again, this is a different scenario, dude.
How is it different? You just said it was a freak accident.
Now we're talking about human life versus.
I got what you're saying. You value human life over animals, and I do as well. But still, the animal life is still important. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. It was distasteful. Yeah. I agree, but I just don't. Like I said, I don't know who he needs to apologize to.
It's all good, man. Let's get back to this chat real quick before we switch to this next thing, man. We got Michael back in here again. All right, shout out to you, Michael. He says, hilarious when you achieve at your expected level. Not hilarious when you lose to the Browns in the first round. Fans expect pissed off like focus, and that's what he was referring to a little bit with when we were. I think you had said it was just more so just funny to you, right? That's what he was talking about right there in terms of just not being as funny. But we definitely appreciate that support, Michael, man. And Vincent as well, man. Vincent, he says, we are only looking at his tweets because there are no highlight videos to watch on him. Play better and quit being a distraction. Now, well, Vince, we appreciate your support as well. But I'm trying to get back through here. Here we go. Through so get some other side of the perspective, man. All right, Steeler Nation 412 says Bush is just ready to be on the field. I like that. And then he says, and then Frank K says comedians will be able to hold on. We able to extinct I think he said comedians will be extinct in the next 5 to 10 years. All right. Let's see. Man, this thing is
Yeah, we got a lot of comments.
Yeah, you see,
here,
I'm over here trying to really holy cow. Got Brady over here. He says perception is everything in terms of what it looks like when it is, how it looks right there on the social media. Oh, right.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking for.
Are you trying to do? Because I'm like, bro, this is crazy right now.
I'm looking for the Keller comments.
Yeah.
I think
I read the color ones. I'm just going through the regular one. I don't, because sometimes we only read off those. I'm like, we got to make sure we got a good mix of the color ones. Color ones take priority, but then we get the regular ones as well, man.
People saying I'm having a meltdown like I'm in Madden. Deke, I didn't even see it. You're right, I didn't see it because the video came down. There's one on YouTube though. I don't know if that was the same one or not, but I mean, I imagine it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. And then Jogger says that in terms of when you kept asking who does it defend, they also said that it defends animal lovers in terms of that video. And he says, yeah, he should apologize if he's offended someone. That's what John C had said. And then, but Mike Laney, he goes with this approach. He says people are too easily offended. And I do agree at times people are too easily offended. But that's the other part where we always have to find that fine balance of something that might not be as offensive to us, right? Because me and Deke, we share a lot of, dude, that's not that serious, or we don't think it's that big of a deal. But publicly, it is significant. It is a little bit bigger. So that's the only thing that you have to be cautious of. Just because to us individually, it might not be as significant. There still is a large amount of people out there that could be offended by that. And that's what you have to be aware of, especially when you're in his position with his platform and who he represents. That's the other part that goes with it, man. And Donald Copeland says they making my man look like Vic 2.0. Man, no. We definitely don't want that. I mean, you know, Vic, that's from the crib. That hurt my heart, man, when everything played out the way it did. But culturally, for me, I'll tell you the truth, it opened up my eyes because Vic said it as well. Growing up, that was the culture. It wasn't viewed as wrong. I share the same sentiment as how you shared to the caveat. That's how we felt about it back then. But then it educated us. It opened our eyes to understand that just because we feel like that doesn't mean that everybody feels like that. And for us to coexist, for us to really be cognizant of each other's feelings and make sure that one demographic isn't dominated or forgotten about, you have to be able to look from a more broader perspective like that. Or at least I try to. All right.
Yeah, I don't know what else I got.
Yeah,
here.
I'm trying to see if anyone else had anything positive though. Huh. I don't know, man. What you saying, man?
No, you mentioned something positive. I don't know.
Ancient Ox, though, right here, man. Let's see, because he says comparing illegal dog fighting to the Devin Bush situation is very immature. Immature in the sense of, obviously, we're not saying that they're the same state, but same church, different pew. We're not going to act like it's not. I mean, it involves animals being harmed. That is the same church. You can call it what you want to call it. But at the same time, we're also saying this. Why let it grow, right? We're not saying that he's going to grow and be some like crazy animal herder, abuser like that. No. But if this grows into something more where it's not just vid, where it's not just post about this, where he goes and does this, or it's a video like that, that's all we're saying. Like, yo, you nip it in the bud now so it doesn't become bigger than that. But we're not saying that Devin Bush is harming anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know what else we got. I'm ready to move on to the next topic.
I'm trying to see. I don't see anything else. And this is a good question, but LL is saying, he's asking, are you saying he should get suspended? Absolutely not. A conversation needs to be had with them. That's the big thing. The public remorse, that would be a plus. It's not the end of the world if he doesn't do it. Probably would look better for him from a branding standpoint, from, you know, his reputation standpoint, from with businesses. I'm sure fans, they're going to be fans. Fans are divided down the middle. You're going to have some that don't care. They're going to support you through it all. You're going to have others that say, you know what? I can't deal with it anymore. To each his own. But corporations, they operate differently. Corporations, they think big picture. They think public appeal. They think of perception. They don't care about the fans' perspective like to that extent. They care, what are people, is this viewed as a terrible action, and who are we going to piss off if we sponsor or back this player? That's the part that he needs to be aware of. That's the part where I'm saying you have those conversations with him to get him to understand the significance of this opportunity, but at the same time, how short of a window it is and how quickly it can be gone. If you don't, if you enable it, if you act as if nothing is ever a big deal, well, now when this kid loses on an opportunity and, you know, he's the next sad story, the next statistic, we'll all be sitting here talking about, damn, man, that sucks about Devin, man. Yeah, I'm just trying to prevent that. That's all.
Yeah, I'm sure, like we said, I'm sure the Steelers will have a conversation with him. He's got to weigh the options. Yeah. If I want to continue to tweet as he is even right now, because man, absolutely. Some people are feeling a certain way about it, even though I'm saying like, bro, like some of these tweets that he's, like I said, outside of the cat video, it's just like it ain't bad, and some of them are hilarious to me. You just gotta weigh it.
I like the killing with kindness tweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, the content one.
The killing with kindness. Man, you just
he's got some
I watched
gems.
Other vids. I was like, yo, that's dope right there.
He's got some gems. His ones today were great.
It's dope right there.
I like how he just came back at it like he did.
He's leaning into it though. He's definitely leaning into it.
That's what I mean. I like that. That was his response.
I said everything. I wouldn't have the issue with any of it if the cat video, that was the biggest thing, bro. You just can't do that. I mean, they got a whole Netflix documentary on it. You don't mess with cats, man. Everybody knows that, baby. But anywho, you ready for this next spicy topic, man? We just keep getting spicier and spicier, man. So
I like this one.
Yeah, I like this as well. This is a little bit off the beaten path for us, man. But we got to talk about Sha'Carri Richardson, man. Now, for those that don't know, she dominated headlines initially earlier in the weekend because she had won the Olympic 100-meter trials. She ran, I think it was a 10.63, if I remember correct, or excuse me, 10.7. It was 10.7 on the that she had ran or whatever, right? Crazy fast. Was clearly would have been one of the fastest times that have been run from a women's 100-meter dash perspective. But as soon as the race was over, they tested her and she had THC in her system, which is still considered a banned substance with the USA Track and Field Testing Association and the anti-doping and all that stuff. So the big headline became, all right, well, she's suspended for the 100-meter dash. But worst case, she'll be able to come back and run in the 4x1 relay, which was her other event where, she was going to be able to compete. And it was significant because initially she was the favorite, but she's not really the favorite if you follow it like that. It's a chick out of Jamaica, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, who's, two-time Olympic 100-meter gold medal champion, ran a 10.6, the second fastest time since FloJo. Florence Griffin Joyner ran it back in, was at 1988, I think it was. She ran a 10.4, something crazy, like world record time, like just blazing fast.
You're up on all this.
Oh yeah, because I'm a track guy too, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a big track guy growing up, man. I do it all, man. I try to stay involved with the culture, man. But yeah, so yeah, FloJo, she had ran a 10.49. That was like the world record. But this was with Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. Like I said, she ran a 10.63, so she's the realistic favorite in the 100-meter dash. But it was big for Sha'Carri because she was going to be pretty much the first U.S. U.S. women's 100-meter dash person to really compete and have a legitimate shot at winning gold since FloJo won it. So this was going to be a big deal. Now, the initial suspension was going to be 3 months. Then they reduced it to 30 days. So that's why she was going to be able to run in a 4x1. But then yesterday, U.S. Track and Field, they said that she did not make the 4x1 meter relay team. Now, these are the details in terms of how they make the team. So typically the top 4 people from the 100-meter finals at the trials, they get their top 4 spots. So obviously she would have had it because she won the race. Since she was deemed disqualified, they move her out and then they just bump up the next person, right? So the first 4 spots are guaranteed. Then they have 2 extra spots, right? Those 2 spots are at the coach's discretion. So the coach can say, even though this person didn't run or they didn't test well, we still want that person. Or they didn't time well, we still want that person on the team. So you have that flexibility. What ended up happening was, because initially Sha'Carri was suspended for 3 months, they didn't know that she was going to get the reduced sentence. So the coach went ahead and offered it to the next 2 young ladies who would have been just moving up. So whoever finished 5th and 6th, they just bumped them up to take those next 2 spots. But then when her suspension gets reduced to 30 days, now you have a dilemma of, we already have our team set.
Yeah.
Should we remove one of these young ladies for Sha'Carri? And that became the interesting dynamic. That was the part that I want to talk about, because I know a lot of people have really gotten into the conversation of THC. Should it be tested for? Should it be deemed illegal? It's not really a performance enhancement because it's not going to make her run faster. And I know a lot of people have talked on that and focused on that angle. And I mean, to me, I kind of looked at it like no different than Martavis and L-Bell, right? Is weed a terrible thing? No. Is it probably healthier than the pain pills that they're going to pop with? Absolutely. But it's still banned right now in that profession. So if it's banned, you still got to follow those rules. It's no different than anybody else's job. Does it suck? Absolutely. Is it something that needs to be addressed and reevaluated? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's still a rule right now. And that was kind of my stance with it. But after the fact, though, knowing that the coach could have still decided to put her on the 4x1 meter relay team, that to me was a little bit interesting. I'm like, Deke, if you know that this chick is the fastest girl or the fastest young lady on your squad right now, what are we talking about here, man? You feel me?
The only question I would have is she able to practice with the team? That's about it.
So from my understanding, she could practice. She just couldn't compete. She couldn't do any competing for those 30 days. But I'm gonna look into it more to see in terms of would she be able to actually like run with them. I'm not sure 100%, but I know that she still is training, obviously, because not only was she gonna take a chance of running that 4x1, but she still has other meets that come up after the Olympics. I mean, track is they still got events going on all around.
And yeah, so if she's able to practice, I think. Well, there's another question you got to ask then too. Mm-hmm. Is this something, if she ran, would it hinder the team? Like, is she really good at this event? Like, where it wouldn't?
She would have been she's a beast, bro.
Okay, yeah. Like, because there is like the baton passing and stuff. But if she's good at that, it's like no brainer. You have to have her on the team.
Think about now. She's not Usain Bolt fast. Like, she's not that, right? But think about Usain Bolt to the Jamaican relay team. He didn't have to be the best with the handoff, but he was the fastest guy on the track. That's what she would be. So we can get into the details of the technique of handing it off and did she get the right steps and stuff like that? Sure. But at the end of the day, she would be the fastest lady for Team USA.
Yeah, if she's good at those events and she's able to practice, then I think it's one of those scenarios you just put your best players out on the field, like we would say in football.
That's my thing. And I'm even looking at the chat, and I mean, it's crazy because some of the people do agree. They're like, man, it's not that significant. They probably should have bumped her in. But then at the same time, it's like the performance, it's not the performance enhancement, but it's more so just the rule part. The rule is the rule. But now, Frank, you gonna get me in trouble. I ain't mess with you today, Frank. I ain't doing that. I ain't reading that comment, man. But yes, I get what you're saying. Now, some people are pointing to how other rules, other things that are acceptable in terms of what people are able to do and still be allowed to compete versus her offense. And they see that it is misrepresented. It's a misrepresentation right there. And I do agree. And everybody that's spoken out on it, even the USA track and field, they spoke on it, but they all said the same thing. It's like, for the integrity of the board, for the integrity of the rules, for the integrity of the sport, if we just change this rule right now because it was just this person, what does that do going forward in terms of precedents that will be set? Because that's what it becomes. I mean, whatever you make a ruling now, that is something that people are going to be able to go back to down the line for a different offense. And they'll be like, well, you let that slide. Well, we need that same thing. So that's the part where I'm like, I understand it. It just sucks. It's like, dude, why? I mean, I don't know if you understand the back. I'll give you the backstory too in terms of why she did it. So
yeah. Her mother passed away.
Yeah,
right?
So her mother passed away. So from what she said was she was raised by her grandmother and her aunt, and she says that she acknowledges that it was her biological mother, but I guess their relationship wasn't the best. But she says that she knew that they loved each other and things like that. But she found out her mother. I think she said she found out she passed away from a reporter. I guess she didn't even know until she was doing an interview, and they had told her then. So she said to handle the depression and the anxiety that she had cope with using THC, marijuana, or as some people like to call them, the funny vitamins. But either way, we don't feel like that's a bad thing, but it's the rule part of it. That's the issue. But I'm with you though, Deke. For the 4x1, baby.
Now the question is, did they already announce the team? They already had the four.
They did. They had already,
or did they know? That's what I mean.
No,
did they know?
It wasn't
privately.
No, this is the thing.
That's what I mean.
They reach out to you privately. So the way it typically worked is, all right, we know you four already in because y'all were the top four. So that didn't even have to be stated. The other two, it was more so because her suspension was going to be 3 months. So if I'm the coach and I don't know that you've negotiated a reduced sentence, I don't know what's going on, because publicly she just simply said that she made a mistake, she's human, and she never really tried to say that she was fighting. In fact, when they asked her yesterday about the ruling, she even said that I wasn't even thinking about the 4x1 later on. I was just more so just like not even worrying about it. That's what I saw at the end of the one article
was like they're not even going to petition to try to get her on that much.
So for me, I was just like, dang, man. But if I'm that coach, I just feel like, she gives me the best chance to win. Like, you're already, I mean, the Jamaican team's tough. They tell you they got a squad. But I'm just like, for me, man, the Olympics come once every 4 years, and for Sha'Carri, she's 21, so she's still young. Shelly Ann is 32, coming off of, she just had her first baby, so she's on the back end. She's gonna have a chance to become the first woman to win 3 Olympic gold medals in the 100-meter dash and become the oldest to do it, because like I said, she's 32. So timing wise for Sha'Carri, you're like, dude, you this is a good time to be getting in this. You don't know what the next 4 years is going to hold. You don't know injuries. You don't know the next person that's going to come up on the scene. I mean, nobody even knew about Sha'Carri. Like, I mean, people knew about Sha'Carri since she had won it at LSU as a true freshman. We know that part. But in terms of her coming on the scene and running the Blazing Times, that started to happen more so this year. And then Shelly came back from that pregnancy and reminded everybody when she ran that 10.6 and was like, yo, she still got that juice. But yeah, if I'm the USA track and field coach, bro, she got to be on the 4x1 team.
The toughest part about it is, man. I think I read this in one of their statements, was like they already announced the 6.
Yeah.
Is it 6 total?
It's
runners?
6 total. It's four that will compete, but you get 2 backups.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's why it's a team. That's why it's 6. So the two ladies, that were added were backups. They weren't even the main.
Wait, so would she be added as a backup then or no?
So excuse me. No. She's nah. It's 6 total. So once you take her off that top spot, right? Just go down to 2, 3, 4, and 5.
So one of the top 4, they would have to make the
bump
backup.
up. Right. Yeah.
That's the tough part because they made in a statement
Correct.
like, we have these athletes that have trained their whole lives for this. We already made the announcements. It's like,
right. Imagine if
that's
you,
tough.
Yeah, you've been training.
That's just a tough call.
Yeah. I mean, but this is why I say, are you worried about hurting feelings or are you trying to win?
Sure. Because
we had this conversation. We did to an extent. And it was kind of like lighthearted when we were talking about Ben and Mason. We were like going into that Browns game in the wild card round. We say, yo, if Ben were to play bad early, do you make that switch to go to Mason? Because we saw how well Mason played against that team. It would hurt Ben's feelings. It would kill Ben's feelings. But if that gave us the best chance, would you do it? Now, obviously, we was like, heck nah, because we still felt that Ben would give us the best chance. But as a whole, if it was different, that would have been an interesting conversation to have. And that's how I feel about this. It's like, dude, or excuse me, if it would have been flip-flop, if it would have been Ben coming off of a suspension or coming off of an injury, you're like, yo, put him in there, man. But no, Mason's the guy right now. We gave Mason the opportunity. Like, no, I don't care about that. Give him the chance.
Yeah.
That's how I would feel about it, man. And I think with Sha'Carri, dude, you got to give her that chance, man. You got to put her out there, man. But it's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There's a couple of those factors if she's able to practice and whatnot, but then, man, that's a tough spot. What's funny is, though, her saying, like, I wasn't even thinking about this stuff, so she might not even care to be in it. Whereas everyone
sucks, though, bro.
Whereas a lot of other people are like, oh, I'll get her in, where she's like, I'm looking forward to the next Olympics. And she's even said, I think, on her Twitter, like, I'm just happy, like, I got all this attention on track and field now.
The thing, though, that I hope works out for her on the back end, you miss out on a ton of money as an Olympian. Like, I got a LaShawn Merritt, right? 400 meter 400 meter Olympic champion. Same spot right in Portsmouth, man. Grew up like just my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like we watched, like seen it all from high school, obviously him doing his thing. And he was the one who really educated me on that. He was like, yo, you don't really make a ton of money just running. I mean, it's cool, but he was like, the money comes in the endorsements. But he said the endorsements come with that Olympic gold. He was like, when I got that gold medal, he was like, that's when everything changed. That's when the money went through the roof. He was like, you can win a world title. That's cool. And that's what she said in some of those tweets, man. I'm really looking forward to winning a world title next year. And I'll be back for that following Olympics, which will be 4 years from now. But bro, 4 years is a long time.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Anything can happen in 4. You know how much gas has to go right for you for 4 years?
Yeah.
And that's still, like I said, she still wouldn't have been the favorite in this one. It takes a lot. So it's a lot of money that she's missing out on by not being an Olympian right now.
Sure. I do wonder.
It's the prestige of representing your country. Like the Olympics is like making it to the NFL for football players. It's the best of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, the world's is cool. World championships is cool. It's kind of like NCAA championship. It's cool. But you want a Super Bowl.
Like
you
golf
want
majors,
that Olympic gold major. Absolutely. You want that Olympic gold medal. So even though she's kind of chill with her social media about it, we all know as an athlete, man, that kills you inside.
I do wonder with how the world shifted a little bit over these past 10 years or so, and even with this NCAA ruling, it has nothing to do with her because she's out of college and everything, right? But I'm just saying she might be able to pick up some stuff over these next 4 years in terms of sponsorships with how big this was publicly.
She's still going to be sponsored, but I'm just saying how much money she's going to miss out on because as an Olympic gold medalist, bro, it's a different category. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
We talk about endorsements. Yeah, she already has endorsements. She'll have those. She'll get some more, of course. But Olympic gold medal endorsement is night and day. It's different, man. When you on that cover of that whatever, and you got that gold on your neck, there's levels to it, man.
Nah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
And as you can imagine, man, our people in here are loving this. I'm trying to think, how should we even word this type of this nature conversation that we're having about Sha'Carri, man? Because people brought up Michael Phelps, man. They said, well, Michael Phelps won 7 titles on the Chronic, and you could swim high, but you can't run high. Now, remember with Michael, though, he never failed the test. I thought he got caught with the picture, right? He was at Baltimore, like some like party or whatever, doing a ball.
This was so long ago. I was a kid, man.
Yeah, that's what because I was like early.
Is this 04?
Yeah, I feel like I was still in like high school when I remember this happening, man.
I know he won a bunch of the golds in 04. That might have been his best year. I don't know if it was
but I
after
should remember
that,
like the picture with him with the bong, and that became a big deal. But he never tested positive for the THC. And the thing is this is the part that's different with the Olympics compared to the NFL, as the NFL used to be with their testing of marijuana. With the Olympics, from everything I've read, they test only directly after you compete. because they want to see who is actually like, you know, using it while they're up into their event versus the people that can just say, well, you know what, I'll just wait until I'm done with my event and then I'll smoke all I want. That to me was the part. It kind of reminded me a little, and I did say it was different than NFL, but it reminded me of it a little bit in terms of the initial testing of the NFL before all the rules started changing, when it was just once a year, you know when it's going to happen. We're not testing for the casual smoker. We're testing for the person that can't put it down, the addict, right? Quote unquote. Even though I don't like that term when it pertains to THC. I don't think that that's represented the right way. But either way,
yeah, it's like, hey, take painkillers every day instead.
Right, but if you use THC, you're an addict. I'm like, yo, I don't like that's not right, bro, because them painkillers will kill you, really. It ain't gonna just kill your pain, baby. So when I think of that, though, man, that's kind of where I fall with it. You know, it's just like, it's unfortunate, though, man.
It's definitely unfortunate. Man, yeah, you want to go and just say, hey, get her in, but then there's some of those other factors in play. But you're right. If you're going for championships, just do it. Just do it, because honestly, without the drug test, you would have made it anyway. You know what I mean?
Dude, and this is my thing. Is marijuana really a performance enhancement?
Well, that's a question. Some people would make the case like it could ease your stress.
It can make you relax.
That's what I mean. Like, as instead of being a little more stressed going out on the field, maybe that first or second quarter, being a little tense, you're more at ease. Like, there's an argument. I don't know if I buy it completely.
I mean, as a runner, you do want to be more relaxed. I know everybody thinks when you're running, you're supposed to like, no, actually, it should feel easy. It should feel light. It should be like flowing smooth. That makes you go faster. But still, man, I'm not hearing that, bro. Like, that marijuana, if this was an anabolic steroid, or if she was taking steroids, which this is also, some people are dealing with suspensions as well for steroids, that's different. We're not talking about steroids. We're talking about THC. We're talking about marijuana. Just a little different. Just a little bit.
Yeah, it sucks.
But man, this is interesting though, man. And like I said, man, the chat, they kind of feel the same, man. Not, like I said, not as significant because it is just marijuana. I'm seeing the sativas and the indicas. Man, are you a sativa guy? Or you an indica guy? Or are you a hybrid? Not that I would not just research all this stuff.
All the above.
I Googled everything before I came in here, so I wanted to sound really educated on the topic of THC, guys. So I'm going to say some things right now that y'all might think I really know what I'm talking about. I just do a lot of research. All right. So you said you like your indicas, right? That's the one that keeps you in the couch, right? You just kind of chill and laid back.
I like them all, man. Depends on the day.
So you think she was a sativa person or indica person? She staying alive with a sativa?
I don't know.
She might
That's a
hybrid
good question.
Though,
That's
man.
what I mean.
It
could have been both. If she's trying to work out or improve her performance a little bit, it could be that sativa. If you're just trying to relax, or you go to sleep, whatever it is, you take the indica. Now, Donald Copeland actually liked it. He says that's the perfect answer, Deke. No, I do got a question for the people here, man. So while we're on this, I talked about this with one of my other shows, and it kind of like just happened organically. And I said, you know what? I want to bring this to our show as well. Okay.
So while we're talking about THC, marijuana, indica, sativas, hybrids, stuff that I don't really know about, that I just, I do a lot of research on, I Google stuff like that, man. Shout out to these companies that are, becoming more nature friendly. But with THC, typically you have the munchies, right? And we got to discussing what's your munchie go-to? Like, what's your favorite munchies go-to meal? And I wanted to pose that for the people in the chat as well, while we're kind of in between this thing. Like,
okay,
in the chat, let us know what's your favorite munchie go-to if you do participate in, the THC arena. Or if you just happen to do a lot of research. I research it, so I'll be able to share some things that I researched. But, that's how we rocking with it, man. But yeah, bro.
Man, probably anything.
What's your go-to, man?
Anything in the cabinet. But I do remember one specific time, man. Needed Pizza Hut, dude.
Pizza Hut? Okay.
Oh, my God. And
like that. Any specific type of pizza?
Cheese pan pizza. That's it. That's what I like from Pizza Hut.
Okay.
Ordered it. I think there was 8 slices in it. I think I had 7. And it was one of those things. And this was probably, you talk about munchies. This was probably the top. This was the top performance in terms of like munchie food. Like this got me right.
Yeah.
But it also got me to where like, I can't even explain it. Like, you can't feel your stomach. You can't feel
Is this a bottomless pit?
You can't feel how full you are. But once you do, you feel like you're going to die.
No way.
I swear, dude.
Man.
After that, I was starving up to that 7th pizza. Once I ate the end of that 7th pizza, I was like, this is too much. My stomach's gonna explode and I might die. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably my best moment in terms of food.
I like that. So before we get to some of the stuff that I've researched personally, we'll get to this chat real quick. Ancient Oxy says milkshakes. Kevin goes with cereal. He says cereal for the munchies food. Then let's see. Sipping Boy 302 says caramel and cheese mixed popcorn. That sounds about right. 007 says Jack in the Box. Oh, gotta have a little Jack in the Box, baby. Yes, indeed. Donald Copeland. He goes with your Pizza Hut and Chipotle.
Someone says tacos. I mean, specifically, you got to say Taco Bell.
Well, I did see somebody say Taco Bell. I know from what I've researched. You ever had the extra cheddar goldfish, bro? From what I've researched.
Yeah.
From what I've researched, I've heard that those are great munchy food, especially late at night with some of these NBA final games. They late, it's 11, 12 o'clock. You just go to your son's rooms, right next door to your room, and you just get all the goldfish out.
Yeah, the goldfish can be dangerous.
Pack it, man. I look over, and from what I researched, some people have 30 goldfish bags. You're how you eat them goldfish, man?
They're not really effective in filling you up.
They're not,
but they taste good. So
they
you just
great.
Keep going.
And your taste buds are heightened during that sense. From what I've researched.
Yeah.
From what I've researched.
I get what you're saying.
Yes,
goldfish
indeed.
isn't a bad one.
Oh, Rod Young says watermelon post sativa also. So he's staying active with it, man. Stay active and go with the watermelon versus the indica, which is going to chill you out, and then go with. All right.
That might be a good call. That might be a good blend.
Oh, and James Jeffers says he goes with pineapples and chocolate from the Maui Wowie. Hey now.
Wow.
Okay. PB&J by CMF Sunny. Now, funny thing. So CMF Sunny, I'm glad you said
pork rinds. Oh my god.
I love pork rinds, by the way. I'm glad CMF
They're not
Sunny,
bad. They're not bad.
Check this out, bro. I'm glad CMF Sunny says PB&J. So while we were doing the show, the cat calls in and he says his munchy food is, the Crustables, the pre-made PB&Js. Yeah. He says he gets 2 Crustables, right? And he makes another PB&J, but using those as the actual bread. So it's a triple decker.
Oh wow.
PB&J sandwich.
Intense. Yeah, that's too much.
I was like, what?
They're good on their own. You don't need all that.
This is literally puts peanut butter on this side, jelly on that side, put it together. I was like, wow, that's unreal.
There's no reason for that.
Then another person called and they said they went with chicken tenders, mac and cheese, the chicken sliders with mac and cheese on it. Yeah, it's crazy. Then I also heard the cheese and nachos, putting the Doritos with cheese over top, microwave it. Yeah. It's nuts, man.
Wow.
Casey Garth says pineapple in a cold drink. Pineapple is always a vibe with it too, man.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta mix a little bit.
Sometimes. Khalik. I feel like Khalik is my spirit animal right here, man. Khalik says in Sour Patch Kids, the watermelon flavor.
That's not me,
dude. I love candy.
I need bar food, the pizza. Give me wings. Dude, that's me,
dude. When I do my research, and yes, Matt, as I do a lot of research. I'm one of those guys that I'm always trying to find the winning edge. Okay, the same way I deep dive and study film, the same way I always try to think of hot topics for us to discuss. That's the same way that I try to enter into that THC field just so I can learn more about it, just so I can educate myself. So when I come up here and have a conversation, I can, have a little bit more perspective. So I research. I do a lot of research with these things, man. Any great scientist does that. And I'm just trying to be great. That's it, man. But, when I do research what I have seen, man, candy sometimes can be a vibe with it though, bro.
Yeah.
It heightens, because obviously, your mouth, it goes through some change. That's why you got to have a little drink with you, with this orange juice. I like orange juice, but with the pulp, sometimes it gets in my mustache. It kind of get weird with how everything would go from a research standpoint. and yes, you're right, John Doe. Deke is the expert. I'm not. I'm just learning. But as a whole, man,
dude, my metabolism's going down.
When you got a nice little drink and you got your candy right here, and then you have whatever nature you have with you, it could work, man. It could work. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Someone says I got a fast metabolism. No way,
bro. Mason S says Steakums. I haven't heard of Steakums since I was a kid.
Oh wow, those are good.
Absolutely. Airhead gummies, deep fried Crustables. Oh man.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Oh man,
deep fried.
Oh man, I've had deep fried Twinkies, deep fried Oreos.
Yeah,
dude, this is a good conversation, man, about these munchies though, man.
I could see the Crustables being kind of good. I've never had them though.
The Crustables are fire, bro. Honestly, I used to eat Crustables every day when I came here in 2014 with the Steelers. They had these like the individual wraps, and they would be right by our meetings. So for me, I always get hungry in the meetings, and I'm like, man, I can't eat candy all the time because the coaches look at me kind of like, dang, you really gonna do that right now? So I'd always have to go with a healthier option, and I would have them Crustables. Man, I would eat probably like 20 of them, like in a week, easily 20 of them in a week, bro.
Is that all across the NFL? Is Crustables like a big? It's got to be
they're big in the
pro
NFL.
athlete.
Yeah,
because I've seen in golf tournaments. Mm-hmm. Like they're just handing them out at the holes and stuff, and the golfers love them.
Number one, they are enough that you can eat one or two and feel like you have enough to go out there and perform at a high level. So us as athletes, we do love that. We also love that it's not weird in terms of like with cheese or dairy. Sometimes people's stomach is just going to react different to that. So you don't really have to deal with that as well. And a lot of us as NFL players, or just a lot of athletes, grew up, you eat PB&Js. It's cost efficient, it's easy, it's quick to make. So a lot of us grew up eating those, so you're already familiar with it as well. And I think that's another reason why, you know, it just works like that. And shout out to Uncrustables for just making the perfect little munchie treat like that.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, bro. All right. Oh, Vikesh says he goes to Whataburger. He's a burger dude for his. Okay.
Never heard of it.
What? Oh, that's making like Cali and stuff too,
okay.
Man.
Yeah,
it's like In-N-Out, Jack in the Box. Yeah. I like it.
We got anything else?
I'm trying to think, man.
The next topic.
Yeah, we go to the next. Ancient Ox said that this turned out to be a dope discussion, which it definitely was. But you know what we're going to do before we get to that next topic, Deke?
What?
We're going to talk about our friends at Manscaped. You know it's that time of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, every once in a while, because they're good friends of the show. You know,
Sure.
we always try to show them love. They show us love, and we can show everybody else love because they show us love. So I like when it's that love affair like that. I mean, it's you know, it's a happy place to wear in right now, man. But more importantly, with Manscaped, we know it's hot guy summertime. Okay, we're in July. It's July, so we know in hot guy summer we got to be ready to perform. And the only way we can perform, Deke, we got to use the Performance Package 4.0, not the 3.0 anymore, Deke. 3.0 is old. We can't use 3.0. It's 4.0 time. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, you always got to make advancements in life, right?
I mean, isn't that what we're always trying to do, Deke?
Yeah.
And we got taco meat, Deke, too, so you can see, and it's nicely groomed, too. You can see you take care of it. That's Manscaped right there,
got a lot of
compliments
over the 4th.
I want to compliment. It looks nice, man.
Thanks.
Shout out to you for that. But when you talk about the Performance Package 4.0, what comes in it, you might ask me? The Lawnmower 4.0, that new trim, we talked about it. Bad Mama Gemma, light go on and off. You don't nick. It's perfect. Perfect for the delicate twins. Also, you got the Crop Reviver, the Ball Refresher. You always want to keep those things refreshed and revived. Can never be too sure about that. But also the Manscaped briefs and the cool travel bag, which I might add. The briefs are comfy.
Yeah.
And the travel bag is very convenient. I must say that.
Yeah. They hit it from every angle, honestly.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that at all. And with that being said, since they hit it from every angle, we're going to hit it from every angle. And what angle are we forgetting? Promo code, which is Moats. Use promo code Moats. Receive 20% off plus free shipping. Free shipping and 20% off. I mean, does it get better than that?
I don't think it does.
I mean, unless we were doing it just free, but we can't go free. I mean, nobody goes full free. You can't do that.
No, we live in an economy. We have businesses out here. Yeah.
We supporting the market, though.
Yeah.
But promo code Moats, 20% off, free shipping as well. It's that simple, lady. Manscaped.com. And trust me, your delicate twins will thank you. All righty.
So we got a hot topic.
Yeah, man. Now we back to business, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So, transition from Sha'Carri as we go to the big dog, Stephon Tuitt, huh? Got to talk about Mr. Tuitt. Got to talk about the homie.
I was shocked when I saw this.
Uh-oh. Shocked in a good way or in a bad way?
Oh, definitely a good way.
Okay.
But I can't say bad way because I don't know.
I didn't know you was gonna go with it. Like,
I don't know what to make
snub.
of it.
Too low.
No. He's fine. I think he's this list that we're talking about right here. I think he was ranked number 8
Yeah. So
out of the top 10 interior defensive linemen, I think they had Cam Hayward at 4.
Yeah, so I was say my bad on that too. To give people context, what we're referring to is our friend, Jeremy Fowler, former Pittsburgh Steelers reporter with ESPN. Now he's working with ESPN down in Connecticut, doing the more national scene. But every year now he puts out a list of top 10 at each position: quarterbacks, interior D linemen, edge rushers, and so forth. But his list is different than the other guys, because with the other guys that ESPN and NFL.com uses, they give their list based on their personal feelings. With Jeremy, he doesn't use his feelings at all. He uses the opinions of executives, coaches, and that's how they allow those two groups, the executives in terms of GMs, management, and coaches, to vote on which players they feel should be rated higher or lower on a scale of 1 to 10. So that's why with this list, it's a little bit more significant. We kind of look at it, and I told you this off air, we said that it's kind of more all pro versus a Pro Bowl discussion. When we see lists by like PFF, or we see lists by NFL.com that just are from Maurice Jones-Drew or from whatever other reporter, Mina Kimes, right? Whoever we want to say, it's still just their opinion. It's more of a popularity thing. So we call that Pro Bowl. With this, because these are the football people, right? We talk about NFL executives. We talk about head coaches. These are people that actually know the game and study it to that extent. This is why we look at this as more of the all pro list when it comes to these off-season rankings like that. So it's full context right there. Now, with that being said,
you got the list this time. I don't have it.
Oh man, I thought you had it, bro. I was about to get off the list. I can get back to the chat.
No, you got the list. Unless you could tell me the link or something.
Yeah. Actually, go to ESPN.com.
I had it on my phone.
Yeah, ESPN.com/NFL.
All right, we're good.
All right. Then you should see one of those lists by Jeremy Fowler. It might have linebackers or somebody. Yeah.
I don't have that ESPN Plus though.
Oh, you
got it?
I think. Hold on. Let me see. It should be open. It's up there.
Hold on. I think it's gonna cut me off. Look at this.
Dude, what?
I do have it. It's on my phone, but I already explained my phone.
Yeah,
so
I got you. You want me to? I can just tell you right now on air.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
I think.
All right, here we go. Everybody's about to get ESPN Plus for free. All right, type in www.psych. I ain't got it. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna just share the computer like this.
Okay.
So you can see it.
Yep.
Man, I got the list for you, bro. We ain't tripping on this thing, man. But to refresh everybody or to educate the people on what the top 10 list is based on the execs and where they had these guys ranked in terms of high votes and low votes, I'll give you that. So Aaron Donald starts the list off at number 1. He had the highest ranking of a 1, and his lowest ranking in terms of what a executive or a coach gave him in terms of his position as an interior D lineman was a 4. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Then at number 2 on the list was Chris Jones. That's the D tackle from Kansas City Chiefs. His highest ranking was a 2. His lowest ranking was a 5. All right. Next on the list at number 3 was DeForest Buckner with the Indianapolis Colts. He had a high vote of 2, a low vote of 6. All right. Then after that, we got the big man from Pittsburgh. Well, he's not from Pittsburgh, but he's with our Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Cam Ironhead Hayward. He had a high ranking of 2. Shout out to my dog for that one. And he had a low ranking of 11. All right. But he averaged out at 4. That's where his ranking was for this year. Then at number 5, I'm glad he actually passed this guy finally, because I feel like he never would get this respect in any other year. Fletcher Cox is at 5 now, ladies and gentlemen. Beforehand, it was always Fletcher Cox in front of Cam. And I'm like, yo, man, Cam does his thing, man. Give my dog some respect. It's good to see that he's getting that respect right here. But Fletcher Cox is at number 5 on the list, right? He had a high ranking of 3, a low ranking of 12. Then after that, we had Jeffrey Simmons. That's the D tackle out of Tennessee with the Titans. He had a high ranking of 3 and then a low ranking of 15 as well. Then after that, at 7, now this is a little bit of a surprise for me, Leonard Williams. That's the D tackle out of the Giants, right? He had a high ranking of 4 and a low ranking of being unranked at all.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised by that. I was like, dang, like that's a large discrepancy right there, man.
Yeah. Well, this one's even larger.
Like, well, yeah. I mean, speak of the devil, and now coming in for the first time ever. First time ever. Stephon Tuitt, ladies and gentlemen, coming at number 8 on the list. He has a high ranking of number 1, a low ranking of unranked. That is unreal.
Now that you go through this, because I only knew that he was number 8. Whatever I looked at on my phone, I saw him at number 8, and I saw the paragraph that you're saying. So I didn't see the full list. I actually think he could be bumped up a spot or two at least.
Then at number 9, they have Vita Vea. That's the D tackle out of Tampa with the Buccaneers. He had a high ranking of 5, a low ranking of 14. And then at number 10, Grady Jarrett, Atlanta Falcons, had a high ranking of 4, a low ranking of 14. Now, other guys that received votes were Kenny Clark with the Green Bay Packers, Jonathan Allen with the Washington Football Team, Quinnen Williams with the New York Jets, J.J. Watt with the Arizona Cardinals, Akeem Hicks with the Chicago Bears, David Onyemata with the New Orleans Saints, and then you had Jaron Reed with the Kansas City Chiefs, Eric Armstead with the San Francisco 49ers, and then the big man Calais Campbell, the Baltimore Ravens. But yeah, man, Pittsburgh Steelers with 2 on the list. Tuitt at number 8, Cam Hayward at number 4. Which one you want to react to first?
I was thinking just him being ranked number 1.
Let's do it, man. Yeah. And let us know in the chat as well, man, what y'all think about these rankings in terms of Cam being rated as the 4th best interior D lineman, along with Tuitt being rated as the 8th best interior defensive lineman.
Tuitt had one guy, whether it was a GM or a
had
coach.
One person that thought that he was the best D lineman in the NFL. So actually, we'll focus on Tuitt first. You're right.
That is amazing.
How about see? What are your thoughts on Tuitt having a number 1 D line ranking?
I do think he is really underrated. And last year, surprisingly, whenever you look at the stats, he had 11 sacks, which I wouldn't have expected. I don't know why. Yeah. Did he really fly that under the radar throughout the season?
I mean, he had a quiet double digit.
Because I remember before he got hurt in 2019, I felt like his presence was more known, even though his stats, I think, on a per game basis were maybe going to end up a little bit less if he was going to finish out the season. Yeah. Like, I thought he was for sure in the Pro Bowl race there for that 2019. And based off the stats, he probably could have been last year. I don't know why he just flew under the radar. For someone to consider him that highly, it gets me pumped a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but...
Well, they did say also in this that they said the problem manifests in defensive attention. Tuitt demanded 187 double teams on pass rushes, 6th most in the NFL, despite playing alongside stars like Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, and Bud Dupree.
There you go.
So when you talk about, like, that's crazy. One NFC scout says that Tuitt is incredibly gifted as a player and comes and goes, but when he's on, he's a massive problem. Now, I remember last year, it was a 7th season. He had 11 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 25 quarterback hits, all right? And this other AFC executive, he wrapped it up by saying this. He says, you take away the injuries and the inconsistencies from past seasons, and he's a top 5 player easily. He says Cam Hayward has been that guy on the Steelers D-line for a while, but it kind of started to flip this year where Tuitt got some of that attention.
Whoa.
That's spicy right there, man.
So I guess there could be 2 things there. One is just like, what was the dude thinking that put Tuitt at 1?
It has to be age, bro. Because from what I've seen, that had to be the only vote where Donald wasn't rated as a 1, because Donald had one person that didn't vote him as a 1, and literally in the report it said that the person cited youth and upside. So Tuitt is, I think, hold on, I got his age right here.
Because he's like right in his prime
Tuitt
right
is
now.
28, and then Donald is 30. So right.
That's a stretch.
It's right.
That's a stretch to say age for Donald. So there's a reason.
So literally, this is what he says right here. So when it comes to Aaron Donald, it was like for the 2nd straight year, Donald earned more first place votes than any player, regardless of position. He had the most first place votes, any player position. AFC Scout said this: I will put a space between him and all the defensive tackles and edge guys. Honestly, he's by himself. This is what he says. Listen to him. So he says, yes, someone voted Donald 4th. That particular voter prioritized youth and upside, but Donald has shown 0 signs of slowing down at age 30. His 24.2% pass rush win rate leads all defensive tackles by a wide margin, and that's with facing a double team on 219 of 314 rushes. Holy cow, that is a ton of double teams, which is right here the most in the NFL. Donald created 30 incompletions, second to only edge rusher TJ Watt. The NFL exec also says you are not stopping him. You just hope to be able to get the ball out fast. It's crazy, man.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I would have Donald at 1. I wouldn't be opposed to putting Tuitt at 2, honestly. If people are thinking that highly of him, why not? Throw him up there at 2.
Let's see what the chat says, though. We'll see what they say.
Because
I'm seeing people like
man.
Cam over Tuitt, though, right now. They're saying that Tuitt has the upside and he'll be the next going, but people are still on Cam right now. They're just saying that Tuitt is just younger. That's the big thing with him.
Yeah, because that's the other one. So, like, what was the dude thinking?
So with
Tuitt at 1.
So with Cam, this is what they said.
Now it's like Tuitt versus Cam. Like,
yeah. So with Cam, this is what they said. At Cam, they says Hayward isn't in the top 5 for everyone, but he rarely falls past number 7 on the ballots. One of the league's most consistent performers inside is still playing at a high level. The only real knock is he might have missed a few sacks. Talking about last year where he had 4 on the year compared to the past 2 years where he was at 8.5 sacks. But his 21 incompletions created is the 3rd best mark on this list, using his length, talking about having 34-inch arms, and power to penetrate the line. The AFC scout has said that steady, consistent, productive technician when describing Cam Hayward. Once he gets those long arms in your chest, he can push you back. An NFC executive also added, he really came on late in the year. For that stretch, he was back to doing what he does. When you play Pittsburgh, he was the guy we said we had to stop. The reason why is you can't block that joker inside. That's what he said. So not TJ, not Cam, not Bud, not anybody else. He said that Cam Hayward was the guy that they had to account for.
Whoa. Mm-hmm. Now, that gets you amped up a little bit then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one person saying it, but...
Well, not just one, because Eric asked, he says Cam could have easily been number 2 on that list, too. So he feels like, you know, he's
well, either way, dude, we got 2 of these dudes in the top 10. I think Tuitt could be a little bit higher. And if we're debating between Tuitt and Hayward, maybe who's going to be the next guy or who is right now, who's going to have the better season. When we talk about needs, we haven't been talking about the defensive line, and these 2 guys are the reason why. But what I do like about that, though, is like the focus on the defensive line like that.
Mm-hmm.
If they could just be the same, maybe Tuitt increases production a little bit. Maybe Hayward has a little bit slight decline just based off age, but maybe they're the same at least.
Yeah.
If Highsmith can just take that second-year jump, maybe that could be an X factor. Because like you were just saying right there, if they're locked in on our defensive line, that might open up some space for these outside linebackers. Obviously, TJ's going off, but
yeah. It definitely could.
Then
without a doubt,
it could come down to Highsmith.
It definitely could. Now, this is the thing that I'm seeing in the chat. They said that some people are thinking that Tuitt, the highest he should be rated is number 3. That's what Steeler Nation 412 and Mike this is a Mike Mixich. This is Mike Metesic. They both say that Tuitt should be rated at number 3 at best. T-Man says Tuitt is top 8, but Cam over Tuitt. Ancient Ox says that he says that Tuitt is not better than Cam. He is good, though. And that's my thing, man. I think that both of those dudes are really dynamic. I think, and I've said this plenty of times as well, Tuitt by far is the better athlete. It's not close, but Cam's the better player. It's no different with the conversation of Dwayne Haskins and Ben Roethlisberger. Now, granted, Dwayne hasn't been as productive as Tuitt, but essentially with Tuitt, he's had what? This is his real like breakout season. We haven't seen that real breakout season from Dwayne Haskins, but imagine if Haskins had a breakout season and they say, well, man, he's better than Ben because he's more talented. No, Ben's been doing it way longer. We know what Ben is. Cam has been doing this thing way longer, and he's super consistent. You know what he is. Cam is old faithful. In the words of Coach Tomlin, Cam is the McDonald's number 1. You know what that's going to be regardless of the country. You get in the Big Mac. It's that simple. With Tuitt, you don't know what you're getting. With Tuitt, we said, man, and this was early in his career as well. Tuitt would get you 3-4 sacks in a game or 2 games and then disappear. And that was the frustrating part with him. So even though last year it was good that he put it all together consistently, I do want to see it again before I'm willing to say that, all right, you've closed that gap like that to Cam, because Cam hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. I know he's getting older, but he's still balling.
That's the question. Man. Good Tuitt, take that next step even and surpass Cam this year.
Do you think
that's what the dude's got to be thinking that's got him number 1.
That's definitely what they're thinking.
Whereas
man.
Like Tuitt showed the signs in 2019. Put it all together last year, even though it was under the radar. Mm-hmm. He's 28. Could this be the year for Tuitt?
Yeah, because like Ancient Ox right here, he talks about Tuitt being kind of injury prone though. Does that weigh into how we view Tuitt as well? Because I know for me it does.
Yeah, I mean, it's only really been, just last year for him to put a season.
Yeah.
That was the first year really for him to put
right a
that
full
whole,
body of work,
all that together. 2019 we saw the signs, but then he was always banged up his first
always,
few
bro.
years.
Whether it was the knee, whether it was the bicep, whether it was this, whether it was that. With Cam, you think Cam's biggest injury was the pec? He had that, and I remember he finished the game. I was like, yo, I don't know how you did that, because I know when my pec did what it did, I thought I was about to die. I was like, Cam, you're a better man than me, bro. I appreciate you. He went out there and finished the game with 3 sacks. I said, Lord have mercy. All right. But yeah, I just, for me, man, I feel like with Cam, I know what I'm getting with him. I can trust him. I know that he's going to be healthy. He's going to be available, and he's always going to play to that same level every single time. Whereas with Tuitt might give me a 10 of a performance and he goes absolutely bonkers, but then he might give me a 5 where he's just kind of just out there. And you're like, bro, what is this? So that's the only reason why I'm probably going to still side with Cam right now, though, man.
Okay. But
that's a tough decision.
No,
though,
I was going to say, but someone's not wrong in thinking like, hey, Tuitt with the upside this year, I'll take my chance.
If Tuitt gives me this again next year, that's a different conversation. But that's what we all hope and feel like Tuitt can grow into. And that's what made it so good to see that last year. But it's like, can we see it again? Because if we can see it again, now this is special. Because Tuitt is a freak of an athlete, bro. Like crazy. You talk like I've never seen a dude like as big, like his body composition. Because like Mario Williams was big as well, but Mario was more long. Mario was built more like a basketball player, just very long and can still, he was explosive, but he just reminded me of a hooper out there. You know what I mean? Whereas with Tuitt is a big man, but he is so twitchy, bro. Like you watch his get off sometimes, man. And obviously being in practice with him, being able to see it every day, just how he moved. You're like, yo, that's special. That's rare right there. And you just hope that he could put it together consistently. So seeing that last year, man, huge revelation. If he can keep doing that, though, bro, that'd be a huge asset for us, man. Huge asset. But we got color up here in this chat, too, man. Shout out to Max Holcomb right here, man. Max, we appreciate your support, but also we appreciate your message, baby. He says, just wanted to say, hit the like button, guys. Do bring up a point there, man. It is about 662 people as it currently stands, and we're at 137 likes right now.
Damn,
that's unfortunate, man.
Yeah.
I don't make the rules up, baby, and I just read off what they put.
Yeah, can we get to 200?
That's all I'm saying, man. And then Khalik, I mean, now it's funny that Max put that in there. A lot of people started to follow up. Khalik says 500 people, not even 200 likes. We slacking.
We're doing good on the views, though. I mean, for 600, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's been, and it's on a Wednesday night too, man.
Yeah,
it's been pretty dope, bro. And we've been talking about some of everything too, man. We hooping, track, Twitter, culture, like everything, man. But yeah, that's what the people say, man. Don't blame us. It's what the people ask for, man.
Any takes on?
But that's what I want to know, though, man. I'm trying to see, like, in terms of people's decisions on who would they side with right now, Cam Hayward versus Tuitt, who would you have rated higher going into this next season?
Yeah, I'd probably keep Cam over Tuitt.
Like Cam?
I like Tuitt's upside, though. I do think maybe where they're at their careers, if Tuitt can, like we said, if he could pull it together, maybe even show a little bit more next year, could he emerge as our top dog? I don't know. I think there's a chance.
Now, John,
going into this season, keep it at Cam.
And I was going to say, too, man, let us know in the chat, too. Let us know in the chat who y'all feel y'all would take right now going into the next season, right? Cam Hayward represented as the number one guy, or is Tuitt the number one guy? Like, do you think that transition of power has changed? I know when in that write-up with Tuitt, right, they said that it looked like towards the end of the year was a little bit of a changing of the guard, that Tuitt had become the alpha down there. I said, me personally, I'm siding with the big dog Cam. Now, I'm biased because I'm a Cam guy. I told you about my favorite Apple Watch. It's my gift from my team captain, Cam Hayward. It was back in 2014. It's my favorite watch, man. I love this watch, bro.
So the watch is telling you your ranking.
Absolutely.
Right,
so every time I look at my watch, it tells me Cam. It says Cam. I mean, it's been times I've been talking and Cam hit me with a text. Yo, did it? I'm like, yo, you know what? Cam said this, man. All right. I don't care what I just said. Forget what I just said. My dog said, like, that's how I feel about it because of this right here. So shout out to you, Cam. You're always my favorite. I tell you it all the time. Ben's number 2. Ben's my second favorite, but Cam's my number 1, though, man.
Nice.
I've had a lot of team captains.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of team captains, but those are my 2 favorite. Because Ben always got my DVDs and my Uggs.
Nice. Yeah. Well, Bills, did you run through team captains like different every year? Yeah. Was it?
We had, let's see, we had Fred Jackson. We had Trent Edwards. Trent Edwards got cut week 3. Yeah,
as a captain.
Trent got cut week 3. And I was sitting here like, how do you cut our starting quarterback? What are we going to do? who's our team captain? We don't have an identity. I was so lost because I've never seen that before, right? That was 3 weeks of me being a NFL player on a hacked roster. Then from Trent Edwards, Marshawn didn't get it. Ryan Fitzpatrick had it 1 year. Stevie Johnson might have had it as well for a little while. Eric Wood had it. Dude, it's a long list of like captains I've seen, man.
Was the defense the same? Because you just named a bunch of
No,
offensive
on defense, who was on defense? Mario Williams had it once. Nick Barnett had it once. Sean Merriman had it once.
They didn't give it to Moats.
I never wanted it, bro. I was a puppy back then, though, bro.
Yeah.
Like the way.
Maybe you could have got it year 4, maybe.
Well, the funny thing was, year 4, I was considered like a veteran player. But the difference was we still had Kyle Williams. So Kyle Williams, he ended up getting it that year. And then
that dude might make the Hall of Fame, huh?
Man, I don't feel like he will. I hope he does. I love Cal, man. Like Cal was my OG, man. Cal, you know when you come in and you're not humble, you need that person to humble you. Cal was that person for me. I showed up, man. My energy was terrible early on, man. Like I had my veterans, Paul Postlesny, Andre Davis, Reggie Torbor, Kafika Mitchell. Like those guys, they really took me under their wing. But I was still a little bit of a little young kid that felt very confident about his abilities. And you can only imagine me coming from JMU, everything I had to overcome to get here. I'm like, yeah, I belong. So I'm that dude. Cal would always remind me that, hey, Moats, you're not as strong as you think. You're not as fast as you think. You're not as good as you think. And he would remind me of that every single day in practice, every single day in film session, every single day in the weight room, every single day in the locker room. And I was like, you know what? I needed that. So when I came to Pittsburgh, totally different version of me, but it helped me grow. So yeah, man, that's my dog. But I would love for him to get in though. I would love that, man.
He got like 6 or 7 Pro Bowls.
Yeah, dude, he was a monster, man. He was like literally the only guy out there getting Pro Bowls, bro. It was nuts. But so we asked people in the chat in terms of who they would take, Cam Hayward or Stephon Tuitt. And it's looking so far like a lot of Cam. So John Doe says Cam, no question. King's Starboy 7 says Cam as well. Let's see, Vikesh, he says, I think Tuitt played better than Cam this past season. So it sounds like he's leaning a little bit more towards Tuitt right here. Steeler Nation 412 goes with Cam. Trina Still Diva 5. She says Cam, baby! Exclamation points on that. Zaya, shout out to you, Zaya Hernandez. Zaya says Cam as well. That's a ton of Cams in here, man. I'm seeing a ton of Cams. I don't know. I don't see any Tuitt. Am I seeing any Tuitt? Might have seen just
there was one like maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you stick with Cam right now.
Sounds about right, man.
If Tuitt can stay healthy, do the same thing, maybe a little bit more. It might be Tuitt after when the year's all said and done. Yeah. Now, DeMarquez, I like what he brings up right here. He says Cam is that dude. Tuitt just has more. Tuitt has got. Excuse me, I read that all wrong. It was typed in a little weird. All right, so DeMarquez says that Cam is that dude, but Tuitt just has more finesse to his game right now. I do agree with that. With Tuitt, man, we had to get on him about that for a while early on, because of how explosive he is. When I was telling you about like him being just a twitchy athlete, him and Bud Dupree, they had the same issues. Great get off, but they were so focused on going north and south that they never worried about bending the corner to get back to where the quarterback was. So what you end up happening is guys running by the quarterback, and it creates like natural holes for either the quarterback to pass or escape and stuff like that. It just makes the rush unbalanced. And with Tuitt, he would deal with that a lot because of his finesse style. But similar to Bud, when he started to become more of a physical, put my hands in your chest, that changes a lot. That opens up that speed rush a lot more. And for Cam, I mean, Cam is a prime example. Like, Cam isn't the fastest guy, but he wins a ton because he gets his hands in his chest. And now when that person is starting to think about that so much, now he's able to beat a guy on the edge like that. So with Tuitt, I do agree with that right there by DeMarquez. But hopefully, like we said, with Tuitt, we will see more of that style of play from last year continue on, man. Yeah, we got anything else? I think that is it. That is it. Now, Steeler Nation 412, he says, Moats, are you watching the McGregor fight this Saturday? You already know I'm watching the Conor McGregor Dustin Poirier fight. In fact, I got a fight preview vid that will be coming soon too, man. Got a preview. That fight is big enough if you preview that one. Oh yeah, usually I react on it. It's a preview one right there, man. Yeah, sure. So I'm excited about that, man. I hope you gonna watch that though, man. That fight's gonna be nuts. The card is good too, though, man. It's a legit card, man. McGregor's fighting, I usually turn on. Yeah. So I'll probably be watching too. Let me see. I gotta think. Who else is on that card? Now that I think about it, I haven't like fully looked at the rest of it. And then you got 24th. You got Wilder Fury. Oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy too. And they definitely starting to talk about that a lot more. I'm drawing such a blank on this card. I'm really upset about it. Oh, where is my thing? Oh, here we go. I'll take a chance at trying to find it. I would say, yeah, you try to find it, man. I got all this stuff going over here on this computer right now, man.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think I got it.
All
Is
right.
it Burns Thompson?
Yeah, that's the other one. Gilbert Burns, yep. And Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. That's going to be good, man. Both of those
Tuvasa
guys are
and
for
Greg
the
Hardy.
belt. Yeah, you remember Greg?
Yeah.
Man.
He's the heavyweight. I don't
Yeah.
know. Is that going to be the third to last fight or in the
hold
middle,
on.
or is that going to be a beginning one?
Well, no, that's probably going to be the card, but Sean O'Malley, he's another guy that is
that
getting
gonna be
talked
the
about a
second
lot.
one? I recognize his face.
Sugar Shane O'Malley, yeah, he's becoming, a lightning rod in terms of how he's able to get a good, following going and stuff like that. He's been successful.
Is he going to be the
so
second
far.
on the card? Like
No,
second
he
to last?
Who? Sean?
Yeah.
No, Sean's probably the first or second on the main card. So you got
really?
the prelims. This is the main card though. Those 5 fights. So the
co-main's Burns Thompson.
right, yeah. So that
So yeah, I guess if these are in order, then yeah, they're the what's this? 5th.
Yeah, so they'll be the first one.
Fifth
Then
to
they'll lead off the main card then.
Okay,
yeah, that's gonna be it's legit though, man. Gilbert Burns Wonderboy is gonna be a fun fight though.
How did is Greg Hardy actually that good that he should be third to last?
This is the thing with Greg. It's interesting. Very popular, right? For multiple reasons. You have people that support him, people that hate him. So they tune in. Dana loves that. So initially, they really kept the kid gloves on him in terms of the matchups, right? He actually fought a former player. Oh my God. Austin Lane, I think his name was, because we all came out together. It was funny. I was like, I literally remember watching them fight. But then I remember in 2010 in our draft rookie symposium, we were the 3 teams that broke out together were the Bills, the Jaguars, and the Panthers. And who were the 3 draft picks with those groups? Me, Greg Hardy, and obviously Austin Lane. So we remember just sitting there laughing about that stuff. And then to see them competing for a UFC spot, I was like, oh, this is kind of crazy, full circle like that. But Greg, they had really took care of him, early on. Then he fought, I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name, but it was like a short notice fight, step up in competition in a big way. In fact, it was it might have been Blachowicz.
Okay.
It might have been him. No, it was Blachowicz. Excuse me, I'm tripping on that. Blachowicz light heavyweight. It was another guy that was similar to that, though. You know what I mean? Nobody really expected Greg to do well. I mean, he got beat. It wasn't nothing crazy, but Greg can punch.
He's 7-3.
He can punch. He's learning more. Cardio is an issue. He has asthma, and he uses the asthma pump, but they don't allow him to use it during the fights. That became like a big ordeal as well.
Oh, wow.
Is it a performance enhancement or not, right?
Yeah.
So that became a whole dynamic, but he's interesting enough when he's on his feet. When he gets to the ground, that's where you can see a little bit of his limitations. But as a heavyweight, it doesn't really matter. If you can get up and land a punch, Derek Lewis isn't good on the ground, but Derek Lewis can punch your head off your shoulders.
Yeah, I've seen a few
you know
of
what I
his
mean?
fights,
Like Francis Ngannou, he recently got better on the ground, but before then he couldn't stop anybody on the ground. He could just punch your head off your shoulders. So for Greg, he has that. He can punch a guy's head off his shoulders. So if that works, go for it, man. So it's gonna be interesting though. This will be a good fight for him. This is the second biggest fight for him though. That other one he took it on short notice. It was actually a main event fight.
Oh, wow.
Wasn't pay-per-view though. This is gonna be his first pay-per-view card though.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. So that's definitely gonna be fun. I'm excited about that one, man. Yeah. So, like I said, definitely gonna keep that conversation going, man. But I think that was it for us today, though, huh?
I'm good. Yeah.
Bro, this was a vibe. I mean, dude, we're at the end of the show and it's still 600 people in here. 640 some people, man. Shout out to every single one of y'all, man, that's rock with us today, man. On a Wednesday afternoon vibe like this, man. Shout out to all of y'all everywhere that y'all were tuning in, man. We greatly appreciate you. Hope y'all enjoyed the content. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. We will be seeing y'all Friday. All right? Friday. I don't know if it's early or if it's late, but either way, it's Friday. So until next time, baby.
Peace.